Can you hear that? Hello? You don't hear that? Are you dead ass? Don't know while I'm here right now?
Got an Evo shield here. Level 2. Got some extra supplies.
Now I don't know if I destroyed the audio on my other PC.
Dude, there's an Evo over here.
Can you hear me? Are you fucking with me? Bruh. Hello?
Why are you talking in game?
Care package coming in.
Can you not hear me? Okay, I fucking hear myself echoing through your mic, you piece of shit. Holy fuck. Yeah, bro. Classic.
Hey, I don't know what type of bullshit you're trying to pull on me, brother. You ain't doing nothing to me,
I was
alright?
just asking if you could hear my ass cheeks clapping, bro, because I got a fat ass.
Open the door over and over again.
Why'd you take my fucking shit, dude? What? You stole my backpack off this guy I killed.
Yeah, it's my backpack.
What did you say?
Where the fuck are you guys? Like, are you dead ass?
We just ran to the next building.
There's buildings on every side, bitch!
Yeah, we ran to the next one, man.
What fucking way?
Yeah, end of the hall right there, end of the hall right there. I got his ass. Fucking way better than your stupid team. Fucking nuts! Oh my god, let's go! Let's fucking go! Holy... Holy shit. Another one, come on. Come get it!
Magnification. They go this one, they go this one. They go down.
Fucking knock the lifeline, knock the lifeline! Fucking better, we're gonna win, let's go! We're fucking better, let's go! Let's go! Holy shit! What is up, Pack? Yo, how we all doing today, baby? Yo, welcome in, baby. Yo, Pack, what's up, man? How we doing? How we doing out there? Yo, what's up, Flickshot? Rise, what's up, Al? What's up? What hit you? How we doing, baby? Spicy or cheese? Red Comet. What's up, man? Alec, Yova, Dennis, Mace in your face. Yova, what's up, brother? Pack, how we all doing? What's up, Jay? Deuterino, what's up, man? Hope you guys are doing good. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Started dropping on YouTube as we were loading up right there. But I think we're good now. I think it's all good in the neighborhood, baby. I believe all is good in the neighborhood, man. All right. Pack, how we doing? How we feeling today, baby? How's everyone doing out there? Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, baby. Audio is out of sync for you. Is it just Mace or is it for anybody else? Mace, maybe try a refresh, man. Maybe try a refresh, baby. They probably got out of sync when the drops were happening, so try a refresh. Yeah, try a nice refresh real quick. Yo, Hollowed, what's up, man? Good seeing you in our group earlier today, bro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, game plan today. What the heck was that? Oh, I re-downloaded Apex. That's what that was. Re-downloaded Apex is what happened. Let me see some.
Amount of damage. How having to be careful. They hear the team inside.
Wow.
Just trying to block them out from their entrance, though.
Falcons in number one. What do you know? Who would have guessed it?
As you can see,
Wow.
it's given them a lot of information. They know when
Who would have guessed it, man?
are going to be pushing out. Gaming Gladiators will take the last.
They're right here at the end of a match, too. Match 6. 8 matches today. Wasn't able to get on for all of it. Yeah.
Slowing them down. This is so free for Team Falcons. But how? The last one alive. Can he clutch it? No.
What? Holy crap. Bro, what is that? That was wild.
Just in case at the very end.
Did not expect them to lose that. They were in such a good spot there. Well, already off to a great start with this.
Not even the bangle could slow them down.
Well, we talked about it, that little ramp they had to play from.
Varus? No, not yet.
Difference in the end, but yeah, I think some of those
Not yet.
also were a big part of that. It was
The Apex trailers dropped and the early patch notes are out. We'll have to check that out at some point. Tristan, what's up, man? Hey, great seeing you as well in our group earlier today, bro. Hope you're having a great day so far, brother. Yeah, absolutely, baby. Absolutely, baby. Yeah, he did get stunned.
Just to go back to, you know, what we're trying to achieve in this particular series here, the top 9.
So yeah, this started up early.
To the finals. They're not playing again until Sunday.
Wow, Falcons still have the most total points in that round.
The next 10 teams will go to the last chance qualifiers. And number 20th, they will be having.
So this is the group phase, right?
You saw them
Typical.
walk in with it. That is their tournament life in their hands as they walk into the stadium today. Number 20th team will have to surrender that, and they'll be going home.
Further highlighting what an important game that was for Guild, because if I recall correctly, before that dub, they were
Itchy, what's up, man? 72 months.
Look how much that
Hey, brother, we ain't stopping, baby.
for a team like
We ain't stopping, baby.
and putting them in 12th place, giving them a lot
We
of
are not
points.
stopping, baby.
Even better
How am I doing, Wade? What's up, man? Doing good. Pack, how we all doing today?
that game. Having the
How we doing out there? How we feeling?
super big there
What's up, Viss? Just wanted to say that trip looked awesome. Good to see you back. Zabel, it was, dude. It was an amazing trip, man. Life-changing experience. Probably, it's not probably. It's literally the favorite thing I've ever gotten to do, man.
Yeah, if they had had a Watson outside there.
Al, what's up, bro? Hey, I'm doing good. Today's day 1 of 67 transcend for me and a bunch of other people that have started with us. And hey, man, at any point during this program or challenge, whatever you want to call it, you can call it a challenge, you can call it a program. Would more than love for anybody that has that feeling of, hey, man, maybe I should join this. Maybe this is something I should do. We'd love for you guys to join in and do it with us. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, me and my friend Austin, you know, Austin was the one that did 75 hard with us at the beginning of the year. worked with us on a bunch of different things. You know, he's been my videographer for a lot of the Viss AFK content, and helped us also when it came to raising money. He did the workouts with us for St. Jude during the charity and doing 75 hard. Well, one of the things we thought back about after that was like, man, you know, it was awesome what we were able to do. We were able to help, you know, as a community, along with his help and different people, even Austin was helping get involved. We were able to raise that money and do everything for St. Jude. And also, you know, we had some people do 75 hard with us. You know, Tristan was in there. Blue Collar was in there. We had other people as well that joined in on that. Well, we kind of thought back about it. And we're like, hey, man, you know, we thought it was cool, but we wanted to do something where, you know, what's another way we could have like more impact and maybe even get involved with people a little bit more when it comes to, you know, creating something that maybe could help change people's life a little bit. And so we came up with the idea, you know, what if we took some different things from other programs, looked at these, and then created our own, did our own thing. And we do this multiple times a year, and let's get some other people to do this along with us. And so we did that. And we created this right here, which is 67 transcend, right? It's 67 days, 67-day program of doing these tasks every day. And the whole reason for this is something we do on a regular basis. A lot of these things on here we do on a regular basis, and it helps us in our life. It's improved our life greatly. And, you know, it was me, Austin, and Mike Skiff from the pack, and also he runs another group called the Arena. We kind of talked about this. We created this. And so what are the tasks you're doing every day for 67 days, right? It's following a diet / meal plan and consuming a gallon of water. So it's a diet or a meal plan. It's not, you don't have to follow a specific meal plan. There's no specific 67 transcend diet, right? It's going into this, you're going to define a diet and your goal with the diet. So for me, what would that look like? What's an example? For me, that's, hey, I want to get down below 200 pounds. I weigh right now 206 pounds. What the day I got back from Africa, I was weighing like 211, 210. A lot of that's water, but I ate a little bit better. I ate a lot when I was there, man. I was making sure I was fueled up for the day because we were out working, doing tons of stuff. So, you know, I got back, and then a lot of that, like I said, was water. I've lost that since and dropped the goal down to, hey, I want to get down to 199 pounds is where I've got my goal set on carbon. So throughout this period, that's going to be when it comes to my weight, what I'm doing. But I'm also only going to eat whole foods. What does that mean? Whole foods is just a one ingredient food, right? So it's like you're having rice and beef and, like, you know, a certain veggie. Like today I had some spinach, some rice, some beef, right? Some fruits. I've had some peaches, some oranges, nothing, no processed food, zero processed food, right? So that's what I'm doing for the diet. But someone else, hey, maybe someone else is like, dude, I really like doing keto. And so they're going to do keto for their diet. And throughout their diet, they got a plan and see, hey, I'm either going to maintain my weight, gain weight, or lose weight. And then I'm going to eat a specific way. And I'm going to start with that and stick to that. Next up, 60 minutes of exercise a day, right? So for me, what's this going to look like? I'm going to be doing weights multiple times a week, going to be running multiple times a week for the marathon, and also going to be doing jiu-jitsu. You know, that's me, and I'm going to make sure it's every day, minimum 60 minutes. This is something that you should be like pushing yourself. This is exercise. This isn't just, I'm going to slowly shuffle down the street, right, or something. Or like I'm going to, you know, do some sit-ups, and then I'm going to set my phone for 10 minutes, and then I guess I'll do some push-ups. Like, this is something, hey, let's do 60 minutes of good exercise. You're going to get your heart rate up. You're going to get moving. Then it's 10 minutes of prayer, breath work, and meditation a day, right? It's not 10 minutes of each, any of those. You can do a combination of them as well. And then journal 3 things you're grateful for. I think a lot of these are really simple, right? These aren't hard to do things. They don't take much time. Journal 3 things you're grateful for. You sit down, you can do that in 5 minutes, right? You can bind these together. You can maybe do them both at once. That's what I like to do. I like to, as I'm praying or meditating, think about 3 different things while I'm doing that I'm grateful for. And we got so many things to be grateful for, but we don't think about it all that much because we get caught up in life and this rat race and all the things, and you're just go, and you stop thinking about these things. And so that's a great habit to build up. Take a progress picture, log your body weight. This is going to help you log your progress. Also, it's just a good way, if you're getting in a habit of doing this, you kind of can help keep yourself in check, in line. You start to notice, like I get back from the trip, I'm like, man, I'm up to 210, and I was a little bit lower when I get back. Hey, let's cut it down these next days, and let's get our weight back to where we were at. It's a good way of making sure that you're maintaining where you're at. You're not letting yourself get too far, too down, right? Do something kind for someone else is the final to do each day, which the whole reason we put this in, especially in the first world society we live in, with all the social media, all these things, there's a lot of narcissism that ends up happening nowadays. A lot of people only thinking about themselves, and it's good to be in a habit of, hey, what's something I can do today for someone else? How can I just, it doesn't have to be big, it could be super small. How's a way today I could go out of my way just a little bit to help somebody? How often do people even think about that? Most people don't think about that. Even by just doing this in this program, I'm like, there's already multiple times in the day where I'm like, man, I could do something about this. I could say something here. I could help this person. This person is needing some help hooking up their trailer right next to me as I'm on my walk. Yo, let's go help this guy. Do you need some help? Yeah, it takes 5 minutes. I think it's an amazing thing you can get in the habit of doing and thinking about. And then the final things, no alcohol or drugs. This is going to go along with helping you physically, but also mentally, right? None of that for 67 days, baby. No porn or masturbation. We're talking about, we're going there. Why? Why did we conclude this? I think this is something that is like not talked about. It's a widespread issue, way bigger than what people realize. And this is something that's causing some major issues for a lot of guys out there, but it's even growing among women now. Matter of fact, if you really look up the statistics on this, as when it comes to growth on like having an addiction to pornography or these sorts of things, it actually is something growing faster with women. Guys are much higher, but it's actually growing faster with women now than it is with guys. So this is something that I believe it affects people, affects your mindset. There's a lot of things you don't even realize that are going on if you're constantly doing this sort of thing. And so, none of that for 67 days. Also, no screen time 1 hour before bed. Some people have asked, how do I make sure it's 1 hour before bed? You're not going to be able to make sure it's exactly 1 hour before you go to bed, right? The whole idea is, hey, man, if I go to bed normally at 10, then by 9, I'm off my phone. I'm detaching from that. Do something else. Read a book. Talk to, your family. Socialize with them. Make sure, if you got other people, you got your wife, spouse, partner, whatever, maybe spend some time talking to them. Making sure that the family's all good. Or reading a book. Or you could even listen to a podcast. Right? Main idea is, hey, off the phone. Don't be on the phone. Don't be scrolling. Don't be staring at your screen. If you have to take a phone call or something, there's an emergency, hey, take the phone call. If you got to send one quick message and get off your phone, you can do that. All right? But now if you're on it constantly and this doesn't need to be a thing right now, you're missing out the whole point. And, today's day one. So I started this today. Austin started this today. Mike started this today. We got multiple people in the pack that started this today. And anybody's welcome to do this. You got it right here. We'd actually love for you to try it and tell us what you think and see if it makes a difference in your life, in your day-to-day, how you feel. We'd love to know. We'd love to see that. Also, hey, if you are interested, we do have a private group. We're going to leave it only open for another 14 days because now that the program started, at some point, this group will end, but we want to make sure that's everyone that is in the group that wants to get in the group is able to do so. And that the people in the group, that if they continue to put in the effort and they're like, even if you mess up, say you mess up on day 30 and you have to restart at day 1, me and Austin, and I believe Mike as well, will continue to be active in that group even after other people that maybe have stopped and finished. We will continue to be active to make sure that, hey, those people that still want to make it through and get through the program, get through the program. And so that's going on as well. If you're interested in that sort of thing, you're more than welcome to join. Me, Austin, Mike will be active in there daily. We've already got a good group of guys. I believe we got about 15 guys in there currently. And so, if you're interested in that sort of thing, that's also a thing that you can do. You can learn more about that through the site. That is a paid group because, hey, me, Austin, Mike, we're going to be putting a lot of time into this. It's also something where it's like a buy-in from the people. This kind of limits the people. You can't just get people in and out of the group, right? It's a commitment as well. So we want buy-in from other people that are in the group that say, hey, I've dedicated myself to doing this. So if you're interested in that, that's going on as well, man. So that started for us today, and we're going to be continuing that. Got my water right here, already half gallon in. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, hey, exclamation point 67 if you want to check it out, if you want to get the list. I posted on social media. You can check out the Instagram page for it at 67 transcend. And this is something I plan on doing multiple times a year. Austin's going to do it multiple times a year with us. And, you know, sometimes you're like, you know, I'm going to do a diet. I'm going to do this sort of thing. And I've noticed, especially doing 75 hard when we did it, it's different when you've got yourself of like, I'm going to follow this specific program. Like you have a plan. You have a plan for 67 days that you're going to do this. And it's also a challenge, right? It's, hey, let's keep on track. Let's keep discipline for 67 days. It creates a different thing. For me, it makes it easier. You know, I'm sure there's other people out there that understand that as well. So that's why we created it. And hey, like I said, this isn't even something you have to only do once. Maybe it's, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get locked in. You built up these good habits. And then maybe it's months from now. You're like, you know what? You know, I kind of fell back into life, these sorts of things. Maybe I'm off on my body, this sort of thing. Hey, go back to doing the program. Hey, you can do another thing. Hey, it's 67 days. I'm going to go back to doing this program. And help yourself get back in shape. Help yourself mentally. Help yourself spiritually. That's the reason we created this. So if you're interested, check it out, man. I'd love to know what more of you guys think about it. Anybody that's jumping in.
It's the fight for the survey beacon, but look to your 6 enemies. Having to be careful now, forcibly playing off the low ground, and they get the res on the other side.
All right.
And they're playing off.
Let's see what's going on, baby.
So they're passively healing up. Can Disguise get away? They send out that thermite, trying to get that finishing blow.
Why is it 67 days? I love that question. Because it takes 66 days from what they've been able to learn
But in this case here, they still were able to get that
through different studies to establish a habit, a long-lasting habit. So 66 days to establish a long-lasting habit. And then we do one more day because we're just that awesome. That's why. Because it's the one more mentality, the extra. It's going to be by 67 days, they should end up feeling pretty automatic. It's the whole mentality of, hey, let's do an extra thing. Let's do an extra day. Let's do the extra work. So yeah, that's why.
Which also calls into question Disguised. Are they going to try to overextend themselves to try to get that banner going? You can see him already popping that ultimate accelerant. Another one at his feet ready to go.
There you go, Bart.
With that portal, trying to close in the distance here, but while they're trying to fight this in the distance, you already see somebody else by that choke. Design falls back, takes that portal. Overextending.
Yeah, they follow it.
Oh, but they get the knock onto Design. Disguised, eliminated Fennel.
Mike, what's up, baby? Speaking of Mike, there he is right there in chat, ladies and gentlemen.
The double whammy when it comes.
Mike's been a long-time pack member. Awesome dude.
Who's your worst enemy? Doors, apparently.
Helps, man, when it comes to getting in better shape, man.
I mean, if you want a reason why you don't pick Wraith, I mean, there's one of them.
Mike's a multiple-time Iron Man.
Imagine like trying to preemptively open the door.
Done Iron Man, done half Iron Mans. We'll be doing our half Iron Man with Mike when we do ours. We got the marathon to do first, but we'll be doing the half Iron Man when we do it. We're going to be doing that with Mike.
That Fennel will eventually probably climb the rocks towards as we take a look at even more teams. Basically everybody but Falcons, Aurora.
You're driving up to Texas this weekend and hoping I can get some good jits training up there. I'm sure you can. I'm sure there's a lot of great gyms in Texas, right?
So Twisted Minds.
You gonna go to Danaher's in Austin?
Starting out in Landslide. A POI that got a lot better after.
You wouldn't believe it, but you don't like running or swimming.
System.
That's part of the whole point, isn't it?
On, you know, initial armor
part of the whole point is that you don't like it, right?
Centrality of that POI and the ability to rotate out of it quickly. It's a big upgrade, and it's an upgrade for a team like Twisted Minds who liked playing out of there, who like the fast rotate flexibility of that POI, but unfortunately they do lose a member at the start of Game 7.
And this is one of those circles that there's so many teams that you could coexist. We usually highlight that with Skyhook, but specifically Tree, it's not like the same typical you're inside of the same building, although these buildings do provide some of that extra space, but a lot of people could also play off the low ground, after the natural terrain, the rocks by the tracks as well. So many different angles that you could play off of the natural terrain here that you
Falcons coming in late to the zone.
Putting yourself in a vulnerable position.
This spot
Prefatured, yes sir.
Yeah.
Please don't try and play it if you don't have a pylon. You will get destroyed, but it does mean that if you're a team that's rotating in a little bit later, which Guild did in match 7 here.
I like that, dude.
Team,
you don't gotta like the Brussels sprouts, but you gotta eat them.
And there's, it's roughly about a 50%
Oh, man.
pick rate in this lobby of
Just throw them in with something else that makes it a lot better.
Nice little pick up there.
Something I've been doing is when I cook up like ground beef or chicken, throw the spinach or whatever else veggie in with them, and then just scoop them out together and just have them together, man. Especially something like spinach, because it doesn't have much taste. You can just throw that in with beef seasoning, and it tastes like almost the same. You almost don't notice you're eating it. Good way to get your micros in, man. Get that potassium, man. That magnesium.
As they are playing on the edge of the circle.
You can see this is one of the most diverse Legend metas we have seen in top-level Apex Legends esports. It's awesome. Look at this. Comps at 5%, 10% across the board. It's just awesome to see. I mean, yeah. So the top composition there, I think, is 20% there with Bang, Seer, and Watson. That's beautiful. That's a healthy meta, Vicky. I love this.
I do.
Veggies taste great. I've never understood why adults don't like them. Well, I'll tell you what usually happens, man. When we eat what we normally eat, as in the normal American standard diet that is full of processed food, high-fat foods, fried foods, high-sugar foods, your taste buds get used to eating all of this, like, I mean, if you've gone for a long time without having stuff like that, and then you have that, you're like, holy shit, this is like the amount of flavor and taste in something like that. I mean, it's designed that way. They literally have scientists design the foods to try to make it taste as good as possible and have the biggest dopamine response as possible. Well, then what happens when you eat like regular normal food? It doesn't taste as good because your taste buds and your brain is used to eating this, like, it's like you're throwing in like supercharged taste. Then it doesn't end up hitting your receptors the same. Where if you cut that out and you do that for a long time, then you're eating like a sweet potato and you're like, damn, this thing is really good. You're eating some fruit, you're like, damn, this is really good. Some veggies, the same thing. You're like, man, this is actually pretty solid. So that's usually what ends up happening, man.
So, I mean, yeah, we'll get that answer in 20 seconds about whether it starts shifting one way or the other. Honestly, could go in the middle as well. So, yeah, the team's honestly just playing a bit of a guessing game at this point.
Viss had to share. I had a great workout this morning, but then forgot to double check my shaker bottle was closed and made a huge mess in my car. Has that ever happened to me? I've spilled some shakers like that. Never in my car, though. In my kitchen a couple times. Sometimes that lid isn't actually on all the way, bro. You shake that and just... Your wife makes awesome Brussels sprouts, just saying. That is a great skill to have, man. Yeah, you can definitely make veggies taste good. It's all about how you make them. Get the right seasonings, the right method of cooking it.
The nickname we need to start giving people.
What's up, Rena guy? How we doing, man?
Movement here just so that way he could get off of this lip, heal up.
What's good, Viss? Hope you're doing well. Prospect doing great, baby. How you doing?
He's still inside the zone. It is. Kazak wants to be able to try to close in the distance here. Look at the aggression and the different angles that Aurora's taking.
Sliding down just to try and grab this last kill. Yeah.
Running.
Nice wall jump. Not going to do much for you, but does buy a little bit of time for his teammates to get back in, and they're actually...
Is there any team that's standing out right now that doesn't normally do well?
In the zone, or are they going for the
looking like a lot of the same names that I typically see.
And they called out the straggler that was trying to run away from them. The poor Seer, obviously, what mobility, right? So he was trying to run for his life.
My man, OPG Black, is coming through 61 months, baby. That is over 5 years now. Tier 3 out of his mind. Says, what's happening, Pack? Hope everyone's having the best Thursday you can. I don't get to tune in much as late, but absolutely love popping in when I can and giving all the love and support back to my favorite streamer. How was the trip to Africa, Viss? Love hearing these stories of those. They're able to go on mission trips. Dude, I would highly recommend checking out the very first stream back. It was on Friday at the very start because I went into it a lot. And even the next day after that. And I'll probably make a video talking about it as well, just so I can link people to it whenever they have a question about it or anything. But overall, man, it's my favorite thing I've ever gotten to do, man. And I really mean that. It's my favorite thing I've ever gotten to do. It was life-changing experience and something I plan on doing every single year that I can do it. And I may even go on more to different places. Because on the straight up, it is my favorite thing I've ever gotten to do.
You've seen them all with the amount you play ranked. Anyway, it continues to pull south here, and with this, we'll see the next one. Okay. We get on Icholos and onto NIP as well. So it's
I'm dealing with a move, job loss, and losing a sibling. Saw your picks and experiences, so props, man. Need to join the pack more for positively lately. Hey, bro, I'm sorry you're going through all that right now, man.
It's also really
and anytime you ever need it, man, me in the pack here, you can tune in, bro.
Lip of the hilltop that exits out of the truck that you have on the outskirts of the tree.
Renegade guy.
Any spot on the high ground because it's that free range here as Falcons forcibly climb their way up.
Pat, can we show them some love? Going through a hard time right now, especially if you're on YouTube with them.
They just force their way up on the high ground, taking care of this team, gets another crack on a spot right in front of them. That's Crazy Raccoon. So they looked at Fennel, they're looking Crazy Raccoon, but Reject maybe coming up from right behind him or even low ground here. But how? He is looking in every direction, breaking his neck.
It's insane how quickly he's able to switch his focus from one team to another. Grab kills here, there, the Falcons. Combining to push their lead even further here. Twisted Minds do finally go out.
The fact that they looked at Reject, then they looked at Fennel, and then they still got the crack on Crazy Raccoon, who backed away, by the way, said, I don't want none of that business, and then still proceeded to hold their ground, are chasing after the solo that is Reject.
Yeah, it's something just
OPG.
about confidence, right?
Yeah, it's really awesome to see and be a part of. It's also, it'll change you. It'll change you. We don't, if you're in this chat, you're watching this right now.
Have just such ridiculous, unshakable belief in themselves, and why wouldn't
One of my biggest takeaways from the whole thing is just like, you don't realize how good we have it, bro. Like, we live, if you live in a first world country, first world developed Europe, first world developed United States, probably some places in Australia, we are like the exception in the world. Like, how we live is absurd compared to the rest of the world, man. And when you like go somewhere and you really get to see it, like it's one thing you watch in a video and everything, but you're like there and you spend a lot of time there and you just get to see this day after day. You really realize like, holy, this is way, you see things in a different way. When you're walking around your neighborhood and you look around and you're just like, man, I live in a great neighborhood and there's freaking people with beautiful yards and just, you know, no one's worried about how much food they're going to eat that day or that week or, you know, you don't look around and you're living in a mud hut, your whole family, and you realize that's how most people in the world live is similar to that. That's how most people, that's most people's situation. It's very, you come back living here and you're just like, holy crap. We got our problems, and they're real problems, and we should try to figure out our problems and continue to try to do make our own places that we live, our own countries, and everything the best they can be. But you really realize, like, holy shit, man, we have it way better than we flipping think.
Just trying to survive to the best of their ability here as Guild really riding off of the momentum from the last game. The last solo Fennel finally does get called out by LG.
No, it wasn't to a kid. It was to an adult. He was a teacher there.
Rams are also inside this building, but so is NIP. Falcons coming around as we see that replay earlier on. This was the
no, he's like, he's a man, dude. He's been teaching at their junior high school for 3 years. That's the guy I explained that to, dude.
Howl's up to 6 kills this game. He's taken the kill lead for the overall in this lobby, and Falcons have also breached 100 points here in match 7. They are very much on their way to grabbing those 9 advanced standing points going into Sunday.
LG, Sweet's on LG. He's been on LG for a while now. This is like second or third tournament in LG, right?
Going into this next circle, even with LG now losing out on Funk, they have to start moving. Nasky with that huge Kraber shot, really changing the course to prevent them from trying to circle, keep them on the other side.
Ninjas in Pajamas, 13th place here. We've mentioned that they've got Godspot. They have to convert this to improve their chances. Top 9, remember, that's what the teams need here. Top 9 to make it into the final.
How is Sweet still alive? That is insane. With a sliver of health after getting that Evo Shield swap, though.
Made it to top 3.
But this is the high ground right here on this hilltop by the truck that I mentioned that provides so much advantage.
Yeah, they gotta know that he's under him.
Nip
is gotta be a new team, right? Ninjas in Pajamas. When it comes to Apex, not in general. Like, I know they've been around a while, but
where are you running, Sweet?
I don't think I've ever seen them in
taken out and Luminosity eliminated.
in
That's
this.
so important because now NIP don't have to worry about anything else. It's just Falcons. They can focus on that. They can plan it around. They've got 17 seconds until the zone starts to close.
Is it only one day or more days? Nah, this is a tournament. Multiple days. Group phase. Right here, group phase tomorrow. Then it's going to probably go into semi-final round, basically, and then the finals on the final day. So it should be a 4-day event, from my understanding.
Under their belt, but NIP trying to cook up something here with the zip line on the other side.
I mean, the Gen's gonna
Ninjas in Pajamas, from what I'm pretty sure they've been a thing ever since back Counter-Strike, but I'm saying for Apex, I've never seen them have a team.
It's working here. They got Godspot. They've been able to
We competed against their org back when we played PUBG. They picked Borg, and I think Sweater might have even been initially on them, and there's some other guys.
More accurately with a small amount of cover NIP have left.
Nail in the coffin. Stop.
Sonic, that's what I figured.
We have to see how they get out of it.
They got that Saudi Arabia money behind them.
He's cutting them off from the zipline entrance too. Zero trying to get an off angle, willing to take the extra circle damage, so doesn't want to overextend, get called out, and Seer also providing the extra vision.
Look at this. I mean, a few cells left in the back.
What's up, Gore? How are you doing?
Have been bled dry. Can Falcons finish exsanguinating them here?
Look at the way that they're jumping on top of these rocks. King of the Hill, Pride Walk. Welcome to Kings, Team Falcons.
How many wins have Falcons gotten, man? 3 of them in just the group phase, dude.
What a dominating team. Look at Zero.
Wow.
No pop-up necessary here. Just all smiles.
This is like when LeBron went to Miami and he hooked up with Chris Bosh and D. Wade, man.
Playing it up to the crowd, who of course is very much in the Falcons' corner, Vicky. As they talked about before, the headquarter is just around the corner. It's a home ground advantage, and Falcon have run amok with it. 16 kills here in match 7.
Remember how we highlighted all the time, like, obviously, right, that Storm Point was their biggest strength. Can we talk about the fact that over the course of half the season, they've changed everything? Look at the 16 kills, almost 6K damage. Are you kidding me?
Just shake my head in disbelief. I mean, I said the third win was going to be with 13 kills, I think it was, but...
Hey, pretty darn close. Right there, 3 extra kills. We'll absolutely take those. I mean, it's a luxury when you have that much damage, when you have a fuse, right? Like, very given.
And just look at the rest of the lobby. They are such a point sponge.
TSN's probably in a different group. So how they do the groups is like they rotate them for certain games typically. I'm not 100% sure how they're doing it, but usually they make 4 different groups, 10 different teams, and then they rotate them, and they all play against each other in like a round robin. And then the top teams after all that advance to like the semifinals, or like they go to the losers bracket. Some go to the like semifinals. Then those that win in the losers bracket, they play the teams in the semis, and then whoever's the top 20 out of that go into the grand final. So they'll be in this. They're just not playing right now. Did you have any scary, dangerous, or close calls from anything on my trip? You know, I was prepared for anything to happen. It's because you're going to, you know. Some people take offense to this term, but I don't think it's an offensive term. You're going to a third world country where it's not, things are not as established as well. To be 100% with you, though, nothing. There was like a couple things, but nothing that too crazy. When we were there was like riots happening in Nairobi. And so then they like distributed military and police across, I think, the country and did like checkpoints and everything to make sure that there wasn't like other riots that started while we were there. And so a couple times when we were driving between places, there was like checkpoints. They had like spike strips out and did like military use, like all packing AKs and ARs, and they're talking to the driver, asking them like where they're going, what they're doing, who they're taking, sort of thing. But it was literally just that, just some checkpoints. One thing, we went to a very particular town, and it had some refugees from another country. And there was one guy that was kind of getting a little weird. We had like stopped to eat somewhere. And I don't know. He had some sort of agenda that he was trying to do. And that particular area didn't feel the safest. But nothing did happen. But you could tell it's like, this is probably not a place you'd want to hang around too long. No, Dozer, that is one thing I'll tell you what, when it comes to training jiu-jitsu, and now that I've done it we'll be coming up in December, it'll be 2 years. You know, you always got that under your belt. You're like, hey man, if anything, you don't ever want anything to happen. You don't ever want that. But when you know how to defend yourself, you're used to grappling, you're used to pretty much fighting, because we may not do striking, but we practice those sorts of things. We do kind of like some sparring session stuff sometimes where it's like you're giving people taps. We even wear gloves and just like tap the other person so that you can kind of figure out, okay, if striking was a thing during this, like you got to make sure you're defending that. You got to make sure you're doing certain things so you're not just continuously getting hit. But I'll just say overall, like, it's a good skill and a good thing to know and learn. And you kind of, over time, once you get like pretty good at it, you're gonna have the experience. You're like, you know, if I had to defend myself, I know how to and I can, right?
Welcome back to Apex Legends at the Esports World Cup. My name is 7WG, joined by Lace. Lace, earlier we were talking about playing one of these games. I think it just might be time.
You know what? I'm so
Renegade? Nah, I don't. I mean, I don't typically wear my merch out all that often, you know.
All right. Well, you know what? Less talking, more doing. Let's go play some games.
All right, we are here and ready, and we have found our game to compete in. Seven, are you ready to do this? I think we should do rock, paper, scissors.
I agree.
All
rock,
right.
paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, I've got it. Let's lay it down. Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
See, I'll just
in centimeters, I don't know, but you can convert. I'm 6 foot tall.
Are you gonna let me go?
My body weight's 206 pounds currently.
Right? Okay, all right. It's probably going to be done terribly, but you apparently got to put some spin.
You got this. Oh, that was close.
Is it?
That was really, really
higher,
close.
More spin. Okay.
Don't you need like front spin?
No, okay, that's.
Don't you need
fine.
Right,
I feel
you
like
the other way?
Top of the board. I believe in you.
Okay. No. All right, one more. Here we go.
I think you need some front spin, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my
Not
god.
back
You know what?
spin.
Last one.
Right?
Good luck.
Won't you need front spin?
If not, we gotta go back to Apex Legends.
No,
It works. It works.
That's probably cheating, but I'm going to take that as a win. But anyway, this has been...
Here you go, Lace.
Oh, thank you.
You gotta win.
Metacom, what's up, dude?
We'll care about the year.
This has been Esports World Cup. There's lots of attractions here. There's some fun for everybody, not just esports, but many sports outside of it. So why don't you take a walk around and enjoy yourself, Seven?
Yeah, I don't think you should be back spinning. You should be front spinning. Should try to grab on like right to the board.
Like the flow is, and obviously that's different for people. But
Yo, Metacom, appreciate the prime, man.
it's such a nice experience.
Shut up. The camera's zooming in.
I'm no different. You
Then I
know?
also
Who is
watch
this
the
person
tournaments
like talking in the back? There's some
Oh,
other
look at
voice
that
going on.
crazy raccoon having trying to get their mental back in check right
Why
now.
try out Marvel Rivals?
Sitting
Perhaps.
on, and they are one of the few teams I think.
When
who
is-
really
when
has
is it
begun
just
to
regular
last
access to that,
couple of games,
and
Vicky,
not like
but
a
we can
beta
look back
or early
first.
access?
And including your favorite
Or
moments, you know, with
basically,
the
when
raid, look
does
what we
like
saw
the
before Aurora getting
masses of
very
public get
greedy
access to
here,
that?
Chasing after KCP up into the circle while they try to get a res. Falcons though, literally breaking.
Doesn't come out until
ankles,
2025.
snapping their heads from one
Hey
team
man,
to
if
another.
nothing else is out in
Crazy.
2025, I'll give it a
The
shot.
fact that we were able to beat the teams that were already at
Man,
trade
I'll take
on the
any
road
game
to
that's
the
good.
high ground,
It doesn't have to. It could be.
NIP.
It could be any type of game. Any game that's really good that a lot of people are interested and want to play. You know, I'll take anything.
How many points did that give them? Like, how many points did they get from that point on?
I want any game
Literally
that
just
unites the
because
masses of
you really
gamers
want.
that
Just
we
because
can
you
unite
can
around and
shot
have a fun
when
time.
it
All right.
matters. Just because
Like how PUBG
you've
was
got
in the
so
early
many
days,
other teams by that
how
point
Apex
that
was
you've
in the
got
early
to
days.
knockdowns to get
Doesn't
the
have to be a
reset
shooter,
faster
it could be
and
anything.
keep moving and keep rolling. through
How
the teams. It just,
man, what's
it's insane. I mean, yeah, breaking
what's
ankles,
another
breaking
massive one?
records.
And that's coming out of, remember, Trials, Sky, West. You talk about the gold knockdown, you talk about the way they rotate, literally coming from one edge of the map.
Chess.
All the way
Yeah,
down
chess.
south.
H1.
Literally rotated all the way around.
Yeah, a lot of
the
games.
thermal,
Doesn't have to be a shooter.
And then fought every squad in their sights, coming out in clutch.
I'll probably
getting that
will
gold
try
knockdown
GTA
res
6,
so
yeah.
that way they could actually get the reset even faster.
We'll see.
And then we're able to rotate ahead of the other teams that were having to play off the low ground or from the track side.
Might be time to get back to Geoguessr. Oh, talking about that.
They're not as red as the bodies
What was that house game we played yesterday?
in the previous few games, because they are just racking up the most ridiculous amount of kills. I mean, Jen finished 6 kills.
2 of them.
Last game, 0 chipping in with 3. And how, ever since he has joined that team, you know, he's been the front man, right? He
Presented
has
by
been-
Luis Langle. Maine.
It's crazy. To
Maine's
see him go
expensive,
from being
right?
IGL, and
Maine
just
can
getting
get
let
expensive.
loose
All those
as
rich
a
people moved
fragger on
to Maine.
Falcons.
This
It's-
is looking like.
I mean, he is having so much fun.
Is this
right?
a
I mean,
duplex?
when you think
This
about,
almost looks like a duplex. This almost looks like someone could live here and then someone could live here. You see this door? You see this door?
responsibility on his
Did they
shoulder,
create this into a
and
duplex?
now
I
he
almost
just
feel like
gets
this could be
to
cut
go
off and there's a
loose.
separate
It's
house right
great.
here.
I'm so keen to see
In
what
Maine,
happens again here in the
duplex.
next game of Storm Point.
Literally cinema
World's
out
Edge.
here. It's crazy. Our last game on World's Edge
I don't know
of the
because
day
there is
will
only one
be
garage. Maybe this
transitioned
is just
onto
into
the
the
last
house.
map of the day
This
of
is also in the
Storm
house.
Point.
Kind of
This
weird with the 2
opportunity
doors in the
was
front of the
Tina
house.
President.
Kind of weird.
How,
Gotta
now
say.
being the fragger, the shadows
Regardless,
have
let's
been
see.
broken. No longer
Maine,
IGL,
this
right?
looking house,
Send
it looks like it could be
forward.
bigger.
And
A
he's
lot of
pushing full
trees.
forward, 'cause that is what he does best. That is why he is the kill leader in this entire
475,000. Let's go.
Everyone, our last
Too low.
on
All right,
before
next
we
clue.
move on to
What is it?
Storm Point.
Yeah, it's
All right, wow,
insane
look at
how
the-
much info he
look at the
feeds
inside.
back, as well. I mean, he just has so much experience being
Okay,
an
let's
IGL
do like more like
himself,
600,000.
and he knows what info he needs to relay back to Zero, and I think that's one of the big differences between
Really?
the iteration of you know, Zero Gen +1 and the other previous.
This must
versions of it.
4,957
Zero
square
really
feet.
had
I didn't
to,
realize that
you
was
know,
set up there.
force
What was last
IQ
with?
or Sykes to give
5,000
him that
square
information,
feet?
whereas Hal does it automatically.
That's a pretty
He
big ass
takes
house, dude. Holy
initiative.
shit, that was actually a
He
lot bigger than what
knows
it looked
where
like
to
in that
go,
initial photo.
you know, what
5,000
space to
square
take, who
feet in
needs
Maine?
to be put down when we have Falcons looking to take space.
God.
So it's just. Yeah,
What was this,
it's
like
just
1.1
whole new
million?
Dynamic, this whole new element to the team.
Too low!
Made them go from, you know, one of the
5
top
bedrooms,
teams in the
5
world,
bathrooms.
very
Okay, this is
clear
like
number 1.
They're a
shit,
very
man.
scary team, and that's why we keep harping on this, because it's just a level of competition you don't really get to see.
2,500,000.
as an
Too
element
high, okay.
in a game like this.
Well,
but you try to eliminate the
it's
RNG
on a
as much as possible.
half acre.
With your decision on the POIs, your legend compositions, obviously, knowing where these beacons are more likely to spawn out here too.
1,600,000.
Looks like you saw a little sneak peek. There it is. All right.
Yikes.
Teasing us a little bit, but the circle.
Oh! Yeah, you forgot about that.
Even between No Name to Overlook, we've seen the circle plenty of times where, who knows, sometimes we've seen it pull towards the bins on the left side of Overlook, out on the outskirts of that ring console, or even towards No Name and north of No Name here, where Guild Esports could really take advantage of since they have the.
Wow, your guess 2,125,000. The guess was 2,250,000. Bro, I feel like that should have been close enough. I was within 5% there.
This is exactly the kind of game that Guild likes to play.
Let's take a little look at it.
Zone, bam, straight there. It does make it a little bit harder because it means they don't really get much chance to grab Evo on the way. If you look at where the Evo harvesters are placed, Vicky, there's one to the north, which would take them well out of their way in terms of being able to, you know, rotate and get priority. And the other one is south of or north of No Name, actually. I think that's
2.25
but they are playing
million
at the moment.
They did at the very beginning. They did play a little split off, so that way they could.
I mean, pretty good interior on the house if you really man. I mean, this looking pretty damn good, bro.
Together over by Overlook, and I don't expect them to be moving because they are one of the teams.
All right, we'll try the other one on listed after this.
But they're going to be bunkered down and preventing other squads from trying to get control over that ring console by Overlook. And so many other teams have already gotten ahead of the curve and trying to rotate here. You can see LG with Funk. He's literally one put the gold knockdown onto.
Nah. I don't need that size of a house.
That's a really bad sign here with KCP looking to see if they can capitalize off of this.
Don't need that side of the size of a house.
In Sykes' brow there, he's worried. This is
maybe if I'm 50 with 10 children.
Just
so you have enough places to put them all.
Especially when they're... I mean, look, I mean...
Flickshot, you couldn't tell how big that house was.
They're looking pretty good to make it...
We didn't have all the info. You only had the picture.
I don't know if we've talked about this enough, Vicky.
Looks like maybe...
Yeah.
You know...
Make it into the LCQ. If you're in that
like, you could be like 2,800 square foot house in Maine that you don't know where it's at. You don't know what the interior looks like. I feel like that was a perfectly fine guess.
Insane advantage that teams that have that extra data just watch and figure out what they want to do to approach the teams that will make it out is something else. And Falcons now coming up from behind the chaos that we just saw from Luminosity earlier, coming up from Countdown. But Falcons lose out on Jen originally, but Zero with the hip fire, with the hemlock shots, is able to take down Sykes. You talk about the morale that was shown on Sykes' face.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was looking at it, I was like, this is probably like high 2,000s for square feet, maybe. I didn't think 5,000 square feet.
Okay, just gets another smoke up in time here to be able to try and get the next res onto Jen Burton. That was an uncharacteristic miss on the spray there from Jen. I mean, we saw that from his point of view. Obviously, he has been slapping today, but that was not the spray he was looking for.
Is Aurora with the red Evo already, by the way? Very quick, with the round one not even done closing, and that's the fact.
I feel like you would, if you play that on a daily basis, I think over time you'd get a pretty good idea of the country's real estate prices.
You know, that also gives you some extra Evo Shield points as well. With Kazakh having that red Evo, you already know he's got that purple perk on the lifeline. Probably already put it down. Has a gold knockdown, the gold bag here too. That's the perks of having the vault already open. Great call out right there as Team Liquid also flying in from the sky.
They're nerfing PC aim assist by 25% and removing aim flinch. Hopefully that helps. It's so damn strong, it'll probably feel exactly the same.
To level 4 with the Evo cache that it does allow you. Disguised, picking up that Sentinel.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a lot of the country. Not everywhere, but a lot of the country.
Just to try and make it a little bit more deadly. Actually, one of the things I only just found out from one of our other customers the other day is that the charging...
A lot of places, if you bought your house
yeah, that's crazy.
between even 5 to 10 years ago, man, since then, it's more than doubled.
I love this little overhead, guys. LG is currently respawning Sykes and Sweet. It is not over for the LG squad, and even called it an evac tower from Countdown here, maybe trying to wrap around in the safer approach. This is early circle, obviously, this first ring here that's closing, so they could take a slower approach through Skyhook if they wanted to, and maybe even come up from behind Aurora.
Okay, where's the zone going? Does it go towards the tunnel? That's going to be my call, and you can call
Yo,
me
I don't know if I'm crazy. If they got Hal on a workout regimen or something.
The one who's smashing it out of the park today, but look, actually a bit more towards Overlook.
He's looking like he's got a little bit more vitality to him or something.
I think I'm just calling for that because I enjoy
Am I crazy?
I find it quite fun when you get to play sort of bottom and no name and up above the vault tunnel.
And then see all the teams are going to fight for their lives when they come out of like the vault tunnel area as well from the Geyser side. A lot of areas to coexist, but that's also why we highlighted Guild and their positioning early on. Not only is that their POI, but having the ring console, they're just going to be camping that the whole time.
Did he actually red comment, or are you just saying that?
That could scan the survey beacons don't have that luxury like that, where you could only do that with control legends and ring consoles.
Nah, it's a fantastic point. You know, we will.
They're nerfing aim assist by 25% is what's been said.
But yeah, you're right. They just want to stay on that.
It's what's been claimed in the chat. I don't know. I never read this myself.
Sort of play like a,
but I've heard
an
multiple
edge team
people say that they're
in terms
nerfing
of,
aim assist.
Scanning ring 3, ring 4 information and then making their move off that. It's just that you don't often get circles where you can just sit on a ring console all day. Usually those sight lines are compromised in some way, but not here.
Makers also kind of taking a look at the ring console over by Geyser, although I do believe the circle is going to be benefiting the likes of Guild or even the squad.
French, yeah.
Yep. A lot of open area though. So
yep, stuff's nuts.
This does pull away from Guild. You could expect them to be in a tough position with Red Rams being right behind them. I like how we get to now take a look at teams like Aurora that we know like to play by the edge, but Luminosity slowly figuring out their footing again after having a very rough start, losing out on Sweet earlier, which also means they lost out on the gold knockdown that Sweet had in the very beginning. Oh, they just flew in right on top of them. Oh, no. No, not on a silver platter on top of Aurora. Cites can't catch a break.
Yep, that's another death in the tally, in the column there for Cites, unfortunately.
Red Comet? Yeah, yeah.
Not yet. As you can see, Funk still up at the top. Zone is very quickly going to start causing problems for him. He's got one syringe left. It's this fight or it's nothing, and it is nothing for Luminosity. Aurora, they're sitting in number 4. They're having a good time. Oi Rain cackling to himself.
I wonder if that nerf ends up affecting the pro play at all. Probably won't. I really think the aim assist is so strong, it's not going to make that big of a difference, especially at the higher end of play.
You don't have a lot to work with in terms of loot. Then you have to play out of the circle, and then you get gate kept by what you could expect Aurora, right? Because they were rotating north the whole time. A team that likes to play edge. Very capable here as RC having the height right now. Krompu.
How much did that house end up being? It was 2.25, no. Yeah, 2.25 million. $2,250,000.
Yeah, look, evac tower not required here. The other team in such a small area that the Fuse ultimate will very easily lock them in. They try and get out on the zipline. It actually works. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, they just got over the top of the grenades, the mother load.
Sorry, I see them zip through the zip line.
Yeah, that lake changed a lot of things.
Okay, to be fair, they are fast. You do have to try to track them a little bit quicker. The ring sometimes too could obscure your vision the way that they try to go into that zone. But there's also like 2 teams ready to gatekeep Aurora right now. I'm talking about KCP, Disguise, who are lingering by fragment at the moment. This is even more pressure as you take a look. KCP noting this. Have one med kit here, but also taking their time.
Now, this could help Aurora. If Pioneers and Disguise take a little bit too long to deal with each other here, Aurora may have a window of opportunity to get back in the zone. You saw they were fairly low on meds as this fight starts in earnest. Design goes down first and is relying on Q here to buy them some time as they get the reset, and it works.
Double reset. Okay, Design though going in to try to get the re-knock out here too, and then on the outskirts in the line of sight of Evos. Disguise now finding their way and managing to get some space here too. Evos, they could take what they could get right now. They're backing away without trying to overcommit, because guess what? Aurora is now showing face.
Oh man, dude, the Havoc hip fire is insane. Look at these guys, they're just hip firing. Just hip fire from the top and just shredding.
Evos is still over by the distance with the alley-oop, still taking
Those you're talking about Gibraltar.
of the train station. Aurora in a lot of trouble.
Subhazardous waste, how we doing, man?
There's 5 different teams here. There's currently 5 teams in Fragment.
Bread.
The zone's not
What's up, Buckeye?
particularly close.
They got the res at least. They did lose out on
Wasn't it? Didn't your name used to be Red Eye Buckeye?
Zach is going to be able to get the res into the bang. The bang now is able to put down the ults. And you can hear the portal coming in from design. Where do they go when there is 5 other teams in this pathing into the next zone?
Mr. Wab,
Portal is very
what do you mean? You don't? You're not sure about some of the changes.
Rock up and find themselves in a spot next to Evos. Predators here, so that's a nice little pickup.
Lucare, let's go, baby. Let's go, baby.
Waiting for you by the train tracks. Reject also looking at you from the high ground that exits out of Epi. Evos playing off the little lip of the rock though, in a bit of a difficult spot.
Like I said, man, you got any questions about Carbon at all? Hey, just let me know, dude. Would love to answer them for you.
GK now move in with the alternator. Gold knock though, not gonna help him out here. Rocky's the last one alive, 1 shot. And GK Esports get eliminated with Disguise only having design to work his magic.
That's a great question, Red Comment. He says, what kind of diet would you think would give you the best overall cognitive ability to have going into a tourney like this? I think that's going to vary a little bit from person to person. I've tried different things over the years when it comes to that. And then for me, the best I've ever found is just eating whole foods. Whole foods, and what I've found is that when I go into a deficit, the first like 3 or 4 weeks, I actually get a boost in energy and cognitive ability. And then after that, then it drops down. So it's almost like, for me personally, like if you're almost going like right into a diet, maybe like 2 weeks out from the tournament for me would be like perfect. It's kind of weird. It sounds weird, but that's what I've noticed with me. And I've noticed that through doing this lots of different times. For someone else, it might be different.
In case you were wondering, Falcon's probably in God's spot.
I mean, I'm not too surprised. Why not, right? Why not?
And then one of the biggest things I actually think isn't even your diet. I think it's exercise. Doing some like regular cardio is the biggest difference I notice in cognitive ability. Like when I'm running on a daily basis or doing some form of cardio. Some weights definitely in a week, but it's especially so of cardio, man.
Every one of those teams around that 9th, 10th, 8th spot. They have
some aerobic stuff.
About every single point that they're getting. So yeah, Design, if he can just eke out 1 or 2 placement points here, it's a big deal.
And he barely has any ammo here too. Well, Fennel forced their way inside this train car. They're getting pinged though in the distance.
And when I say I've tried a lot of different things, I've tried keto to see if there was a big difference on that. I even tried carnivore for like a month at one point. I've tried doing where it's like low carb, high carb, eating way more veggies. It's a biggest thing. I just eat whole foods, maintain a good weight. And like I said, I noticed like a bump the initial in a deficit for the first couple 2 to 3 weeks. I noticed a bump in like cognitive ability. And the opposite actually, when I'm gaining weight and I'm in a surplus for over like a month, I actually feel more sluggish and slow, not only physically but mentally.
That looked terrifying from Twisted Mind's point of view. And even like a mother load on the other side from another team. I think that was Red Rhymes right behind Reject. Reject were like, all right, they want to go for the red. They dropped down.
Do I think chicken's a good substitute when you can't eat eggs? Yeah, it's a perfect substitute. Get some protein. So what I eat. I eat chicken quite often for a lot of breakfasts.
Oh, Striking Flame. Reject get eliminated. Twisted Twisted Minds as a duo take care of Reject, and Strafing Flame had an insane nade in the feed.
And that means they should have bought the space. Yes, they have. Easy Flash is back in, and Twisted Minds are back on the menu. They've got a lot of space to themselves. Most of the other teams towards the eastern side of this map.
Suderman?
The other 5 squads over there.
Yeah, I'd imagine if you're eating a lot of processed junk, it's just gonna... There might be some that can get away with that, but not many.
Tune into phase. Looking at Guild, Red Rams on the other side though, getting crack after crack, every knock onto Legacy. Jesco.
How many meals a day do I have? Typically around 4.
He needs some suppressed fire, but they were
3 to 4 meals a day.
To their left without looking who was right behind them.
Yeah, Guild and Red Rams all of a sudden being a problem for FaZe.
Is oatmeal my go-to for a snack? No, but I enjoy a bowl of oatmeal here and there.
Minimum 5 placement points here, but they would have hoped to convert a little more from this.
My snack food's usually like fruit.
All right, hold on, he still got him though.
Buy some oranges,
At least one more.
some peaches, some bananas. You want a snack? Hey, grab a banana. You want a snack? Grab a peach.
They make something out of that situation. Anyway, final 3.
I really like fruit for that.
Twisted Mind, number 1 versus number 2 right now.
I've seen this before here. Team Falcons looking to finally engage, and Twisted Minds down a member already. Player K working off of the gold knock.
Down to the finals here with Falcons. I think they got trade. I think it's 2v2 right now. 2v2 with Hal, Jen Burton. They got the high ground. They're squeezing them, and then they got the fuse nades. They're pushing off of it. This is easy GG for them. Bro, does he do it? Does he do it?
Playing off the knockdown. He has to try to get the reset. Playing incredibly peacefully. Look at this.
No. Oh, man. Well, we all know how he said there. Every one of us. Blue collar, you're nuts, man. Coming in. So with the 501 super chat, he says, we'd love to see more pack members join the 67 transcend. Nothing but love and support as we become the best versions of ourselves. Hey, you're the freaking man, dude. Appreciate it, baby. Hey, I'd love to see as many people participate as possible. And like I said, hey, if you're still interested, if you want to join that private group with us and go through the program along with us, hey, you can do that. It's going to be open for another 14 days.
It's Twisted Minds. Both of these teams
myself, Austin, Mike Skiff, Blue Collar's in there with us. Some of the other pack members as well. And we got some guys from one of the groups that Mike is a part of, the arena. A lot of them came over and are doing it along with us, baby.
Will it be Twisted Minds or will it be Falcons?
He screamed fun, right? Yes, you nailed it. You nailed it, man.
Feeling of deja vu sometimes, Gino. Seeing it happen.
I think this may be the final game for today.
Wow, and you know what's even crazier? Despite the significant lead Team Falcons has, right? The fact
One solid all on. I'm doing it. We will see how it goes. Diet is hard. I've checked off most of the daily tasks. Hey, well, sometimes things that we're doing are a little harder.
They want nothing but first. Leave some for the rest of
Carmen's like, eat more protein. Hey, man, just adjust to it. If it's something brand new that you just started, adjust to it, you know. If you need help hitting your protein, what are things that can really help hitting your daily protein? Getting protein shakes like a whey protein, right? That can help. It's an easy way to do that. But eating more things like chicken breast, chicken thighs, lean beef, sirloin cut steak, fish, you know, some incorporating even things like, you know, typically if you'd have rice, maybe instead of having some rice with, you know, you're having a piece of chicken instead of with rice, instead of doing that, do some beans in there because there's a little bit more protein in that. There's like some different things you can do. Breakfast, hey, maybe you're having some Greek yogurt. Could do some eggs with egg whites. It's got to get some lean protein sources, add them into your diet. It can become real easy to hit your protein. Yeah, cottage cheese, that's a good one too. Flick shot, that depends on the person. There's some people that are in really good shape that still have high cholesterol. Was that the final round? Let's see. Let's see when they come back here. They have 2 more games? Okay, sick. Perfect. That's perfect, baby. Water. Water! Water! No Pepsi, water. Al, you and probably the vast majority of the rest of the world. A 480 hertz monitor, Jesus. That's like going from like you got 1200 horsepower to like now you've got like 2500 horsepower. You know what I mean? It's like you're already at a point where it's like you don't need 1200 horsepower. You know, and now you've got 2500 horsepower or 2400 horsepower. So let's just double it. That's basically what that is.
Welcome back to the Apex Legends tournament here at the Esports World Cup. We have gone through 8 and we are on the back 9 and 10 to decide some very important things. Who is going to be going home? Who is going to be one of our 9 teams to qualify for the finals? And obviously who's going to be caught in between having to go on Saturday and play in that loser's bracket, or last chance as we're calling it for this tournament. That is brutal, because only 2 teams are coming out of the 18 that play Saturday. So, a lot of stakes on the line. AJ Hawk, Zephyrcast, as well as Glitter Explosion on the desk with me. And I'm going to start with you, AJ Hawk. I mean, don't get it twisted. That's the one I'm coming from this last game. Twisted Minds. What a performance so far.
Yeah, we've mentioned them throughout the show. A team you cannot sleep on, sure. Falcons, the top team. We're going to talk about them in a little bit. But right behind them, Twisted Minds, another hometown team who's placed top 5 in back-to-back lands, and they're showing why they should not be forgotten. We've talked about Strafing Flame, one of the best IGLs in the world, putting his team in positions. Easy Flash, I mentioned his mechanics and how he's able to open up these fights. But shout out to Player K, because he's had some crazy Kraber shots today, and he just had a clutch moment against Team Falcons to get the win. I'm not against.
Holy crap!
What Al decided to do is pretty risky. 4 bullets in the Havoc if you walk that back. Player K obviously in a better
Wait, that's what he was using, huh?
No movement where Hal slid out into being exposed, but still a valiant effort to win that 1v1.
Dude, these guys are just beaming, bro.
Problem, especially when you talk about
beaming even from the low ground.
Especially with being able to set up the fence line, it gets harder to go for the direct exchange here and find your movement in a 1v1 in those moments. So for Hal, I understand the extension there, but yeah, a massive congratulations to
Man, he was feeling that right there.
Just that across the board.
He was feeling that.
Performances that not only pushed them up in their win against the Falcons, but so many of these other teams coming out of our match.
Yeah, I mean, I look at that and I go, really didn't even stand a chance. It looked like Hal was close. Every time you're watching Hal, you think, oh, this could be the one.
This tournament's happening in Saudi Arabia.
You could see Player K with a hemlock ready to go. He just shot forward and finished that one off. The one time that we've seen Falcons look a little bit vulnerable has been in those positions. But overall, in terms of the standing, Lauren, there has been absolutely nothing that can touch them. They are playing not just in another country, another city, on another planet right now.
And we were talking about that during the break, right? I mean, 130 points so far when we're 8 out of 10 matches in. The next highest being Twisted Minds, who obviously just won, but they're at 92, and then it just drops off yet again at Team Liquid for 73. I mean, we knew that Team Falcons were going to be a dominant force. Right now, they're absolutely proving us right. They're going to obviously do this again on Sunday. They need to do it again.
Yeah, for anyone out there, if you are doing this with us, this program with us, and you're drinking a gallon of water, and you've never been used to drinking a gallon of water before, something you want to start early on in the day. That way, it actually helps hydrate you, and you don't kind of fall behind on that. And then it gets to later in the day, and then you're drinking more water, and almost can become counterproductive. But if you start early in the day, it's a good way to make sure you're hydrated throughout the day.
He was walking down near enemy. He was locked in with the headphones. He had a briefcase. Was he delivering something? Did he just pick it up? I don't know. Backup jerseys, maybe. Maybe they sweat a lot.
Exactly. And you drink too much water too late at night.
Because you know what? At the end of
well,
the
you're
day,
probably gonna be waking up to go to the restroom.
No eyes are on them, and that leads us to what is going to be happening now. Because we've got to take over back to Storm Point. I'm going to leave this one to you, Ben, right here, because DSG, they're landing north path. That's a decent sign, but what do you take?
And then one of the other things with that is, especially, hey, you're doing a big change in your diet along with drinking more water. If you're eating like more whole foods or non-processed foods, well, you're probably not getting as much sodium. So you might need to add back in some salt and salt your meals. But that's only if you're not really eating a lot of processed foods.
Command center is, of course, left alone. I look more towards checkpoint here, where we have seen the struggles of Fennel against Reject. And at the bottom of the board, this could be something that does position them down to 20th, where they are our first team, well, on the flight back.
2 games left. Lauren, we've seen this a bunch. This is kind of what happens when you start to feel the tension. It's not quite match point, but it's as close to it, especially if you're on those bubble teams at the back end of the lobby right now. And guess who it is? It's Pioneers who are sitting in 20th on move. We talked about it. This is an opportunity that's not...
Is there actually going to be some teams that get eliminated through this portion? Is that what he's saying?
Going out right now.
100%, and you also don't want to have to deal with that last-minute additional pressure of being in the last chance qualifier. This is an opportunity, especially on Storm Point, when they have a free drop POI, to get themselves looted up early and potentially go for some.
There are OPG.
The worst case scenario is they end up is in that last chance portion of it. But best case scenario is they at least get out of 20th.
No, they're just saying they can go to the losers bracket.
Keep them a little bit above in the safety position.
No one is actually getting eliminated yet, right? It's the same as most tournaments. They're going to go to loser bracket.
In the past, they just need to do it here.
I mean, rather make adjustments, right? AJ Hawk, you watch, and a lot of people know you from your videos on YouTube talking about the analysis of what went wrong at a tournament. Part of that reflection, though, as we get to enjoy and sit behind, needs to happen quickly here. You do not have time to sit back and let AJ Hawk make a video about you. So what are the conversations these coaches are having now to get their teams ready?
Well, I think you mentioned the coach is actually huge, because not every team has a coach, and if you do have one, this is where you got to make your money. Okay, if you're in the spot where you're going to get eliminated, whether that's talking to the players in terms of strategy and actually saying, this is something we need to change. Should we change the comp? Should we maybe not contest here? Should we speed up the rotates? What are you noticing that strategically can help your team? Or is it as simple as, guys, we need to calm down? Okay? Because we're not playing like ourselves. Something's going wrong here that if we just calm down, play our game, we know we can do this.
That's one of the best points I think we could have ended on. Sometimes it is about the tactics. Sometimes it's just hit your bullets onto the other player. Sometimes it's mentally understand that you might not have done well before, but you can change.
No, it's I'm pretty sure this is in Saudi Arabia.
To change their destiny. Sitting in 20th, can they survive, or will they be the first team eliminated at our Apex Legends EWC tournament? Let's find out as Mark and Dan take away the cast.
Thank you very much, Rain. And yeah, we're getting into the business end of things right now. You can see some of the map overhead.
There'll be a couple going home before Saturday. Yeah, before Saturday, they'll get eliminated tomorrow in the loser bracket.
but I mentioned that the fact it's business time down now because we get to decide essentially what area of the tournament certain people are going into, right? Who's going to qualify? Who's going to be going into that last chance? And of course, unfortunately, who's going to be going home?
Yeah, one team going to go home. We heard talk, Pioneers, they're down there, but they do have their
Got
own
a boy
POI.
on set.
Worried about the likes of Reject Winity, who are kind of in that bubble as could be eliminated. They are going to be contested. They had 0 points from Storm Point the first time we saw it earlier on today. So there's going to be a few teams that will be looking
Nah,
at
last
that leaderboard, but of course we also need to
last chance I think is the same thing as loser bracket. As in this is your last chance, like you're gonna get eliminated, you know? So I think the loser bracket / last chance, same thing.
to look at going into matches 9 and 10.
So they're kind of the magic numbers to keep your eyes on right now as you look at the series ranking. This is the overalls at the moment. You can see on the left-hand side, that top 9, all in gold.
Who are we cheering on?
Unfortunately, that
Well, you know, I always root for TSM.
that team will be going home if you finish at the end of these next 2 games on Storm Point at the bottom of the pile. Everybody else will go into that last chance qualifier to try and fight back for a place in that final. But even if you're there, Dan, it's a hard place to get out of and get back to that final.
It really is. And when we look at those bottom
So
teams who are
20 teams will go to last chance. The other 20 will.
3 points across 2 maps. Pioneers got 1 point.
Is that right?
The other 2 teams
20 teams will go to last chance.
So it was a real
The other 20 are
struggle
going to
for all 4 of the
advance.
teams at the start of the day, but can they close out the day in a more
And then
dominant
they
fashion?
play, the winners play, so the top 20 teams play against each other. And then the top 10 from that go automatically to the grand finals. The bottom 10 of the winners go on to the semifinals. The losers bracket, last chance bracket, top 10 go to play against the semifinal teams to make it into the final. And the bottom 10 from that loser bracket get eliminated. Then the bottom 10 of the semifinal get eliminated, and you got 10 teams that go on to the final against the other 10 teams that were already there. That's how it works.
We turn our attentions to that contest. Like we say, is it going to be free here, Checkpoint, or is there going to be a couple of teams still approaching? And interestingly enough, it looks like they might have it to themselves. So that is the almost the cushion of all cushions.
Bryce?
Right?
Nah, wasn't the case.
To be a little bit different, but no, it seems like there is a split going on.
Well, Fennel also struggling for points, and they decide, well, maybe this contest is not going to help us either, and they've decided to drop in and around the checkpoint areas. You can see they're kind of split, or sorry, I can see on the map they are kind of split, whereas Reject will get the majority of the checkpoint location. So now we can check in with Fennel. Both these teams, remember, in the bottom 4, and certainly could be eliminated.
Yo, Julian, what's up, man? Doing well.
Do so, but if you are Reject and Fennel right now, look at that zone. The question is there a ring console near them that is going to give them that information to get those priority positions? And I'm kind of squinting, trying to see through. Yes, indeed, Reject have it. So Fennel deciding to split the loot might be good in some ways, but they've given up the ring console that's going to give them the guaranteed information of where this zone is going. So for Reject, it doesn't get better. Opportunity-wise, it doesn't get better. To put points on the board, knowing you can get a prior position, they have to make the most of this game.
Yeah, this is really bad news for Makers and Pioneers, the 2 teams who are in tied last position on 12 points. They are 5 behind Fennel and Reject Winity at the moment. So all you need is like a pretty average game here at Checkpoint, and you should be able to secure your spot at least in the tournament and not be eliminated here today. But maybe you want to try and go that one step further. Maybe you do want to still get into that top 9. It's still achievable in 2 matches. As NIP, they are another squad who are outside of the top 9 right now. 31 points, but still have that chance to get within the top 9 if they can get a good game under their belt.
Just to give you an indication of where the ninth place point total is going into this game, it's GHS Professional who currently hold it on 44 points. So it needs to be a pretty good game from NIP to force their way in. Also, of course, the teams above them don't pick up points as well to kind of make that a little bit more simple. But
almost looked like he was getting emotional there in the middle of the game.
Actually, you know, FL are holding down the tunnel between.
If I had a chance to look at the new map design for Apex, I haven't. I'll have to do that in between this next game and the final.
And they decided to move away and hold that tunnel. Now, it's good to hold teams out, right, if you play for some KP. But one fight goes wrong for them and the team tries to force it. It could be a tough spot to hold.
We're seeing a lot of changes, actually 5 composition changes as well coming into Storm Point. We're also seeing a Conduit featuring Liquid of deciding to play a little bit of Conduit on their side. alongside Horizon and Pathfinder. So really just trying out everything at this point to see if they can pull out the stops and maybe catch the lobby leaders as we check in with GK to see their rotation through. But they are going to be able to have a good position like above NIP and KCP at the moment.
Well, take a little bit of damage as they do try and move forward. So it looks like a plan A ain't working. Let's try plan B. Phoenix kick can be popped here by Raki. That'll get him back up to full health and should be able to maybe rethink what their approach is going to be. They see they have ring console information. They are going to be safe not just in this zone, but the next as well. And it's time to take out the pests, take out the bugs. A couple of spiders to be blown up just to help them on their loot.
It's a little bit concerning for KCP, who are very close to GK. And if, you know, you do get sent on, when you are on the bottom amount of points, you're on 12 points, or at the bottom of the leaderboard, you're going to play a very different way. You're going to be kind of scared about what could happen around you. But we'll have to see.
Say, let's go, man.
A risk here, because it's very easy to think, okay, I'm at the bottom of the leaderboard, maybe we should just play a little bit more conservative, we'll play a little bit more passive. That can just lead to more loss. That can lead to more fights not going your way. Sometimes if you want to flip the
Gora, there's actually a couple of those near me.
But the zone can play a big part in that as to whether you want to try and play in that way.
So for now, kind of a little bit of a quiet start.
Congrats on that, man.
Storm Point. Nobody really taking any isolated fights. It really hasn't been the opportunity to.
I've been on
our map overhead that we can see at the moment.
It's been a while.
This zone is going to be pulling. Team Falcons,
But yeah, I think I actually got food poisoning when I went there.
Maybe they're just playing for ring console.
Which I don't know if that was that place's fault or mine, but
I like the split of the mountain range right now, Dan. The fact that we have a lot of
I actually, yeah, I kind of forgot about that until you said that. But yeah, I actually got food poisoning there.
In the checkpoint area.
Yeah, there are
that was
still lingering like a bad smell at the moment, but
right before Thanksgiving,
others try and fight those
like 4 years ago.
Are making their move. They're fighting for 9th position. Let's jump into a listen and see how they're doing.
Maybe almost 5 years ago now.
Are you back in now? Yeah, right in the choke, right in the choke. 3 shots on that. Yeah.
You gonna blame me? Maybe it was me.
They're trying to go third party checkpoint. Let's walk up. Let's take the building. Can we hit beacon now? We're trying to go third party that. There's people in the building, or in the choke. Let's just chill. Let's just chill.
Let's check out that way.
Well, it's not on us. We might go up checkpoint third of that. Can you?
Maybe everything wasn't cooked well enough. But I don't know. From what I remember, it seemed like everything should have been. It was good food. It just wasn't a good experience afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone's playing for this. One of the teams are playing for checkpoint. Push forward. We can fight this. I might take a.
Out the comms back into the game, and it seems like Disguise tried to maybe think about playing up towards checkpoint, but saw there was multiple teams there, so it looks like a little bit of a change of plan for them. You can see they're wrapping around and maybe about to engage with GK Esports, who are just up ahead of them.
Let's see.
This is such a nervy game, by the way. Remember, if we were to see the likes of Pioneers or Makers get eliminated, that could be them out of the tournament and their key being crushed. By the way, found out who gets to crush the key. So whoever wins this group. So in the moment, it would be Falcons. But they haven't won it yet. They still have 2 games left. Twisted Minds are certainly on the hunt.
Well, we mentioned how ring console information is one of the most valuable pieces of info you can get in all of Apex Legends. And we mentioned also how there was a split between teams on the eastern side and the checkpoint side of the mountain range. Well, good news if you went with the checkpoint side, or maybe you played for that next beacon, because checkpoint side is where it's going to be pulling. So Falcons up on checkpoint, they're feeling very good with themselves. You've got Icholo's Laser, they're there as well. You've also got Guild Esports and FaZe who are playing the choke. So all of those teams you would expect to see in towards our end game as we jump over for the POV of Team Liquid, who have got a long road ahead of them.
And as I said, a change of composition for Team Liquid, something a little bit different. Conduit usually indicates they were prepping for some sort of contest that was going to be happening on their side of the map, just in case it came.
Team Liquid rejoined too, huh?
A little bit too far.
A lot of these teams. There's a lot of esports teams that left and went away and had to drop their teams, and it looks like they've a lot of them have come back for this.
Advantage, but at the moment, it looks like they will try and take this fight. It's from a little bit of a distance, so I'm not sure whether it will actually finish off here.
Well, Crazy Raccoon are on the other side of this, and you can see that one thing that they do have on their side is an aggressive composition for fighting here, Team Liquid. The Horizon is going to be able to use that grab lift. Elsewhere, though, we'll leave that for a second, because RC are going up against Disguise. Disguise, by the way, keep a note, 10th place overall. The top 9 will advance to the finals. If it stays as it is and Disguise fall out of the lobby right now, they will go into the last chance lobby and they will have to fight their way back. So this is a huge moment for Disguise.
Yeah, of course, one more match to then gain those points, but it would be a very difficult situation for them. You don't want to be in that spot where you have to fight tooth and nail.
Zone must be pulling that way because they've just been chilling there.
Put yourself in one of those safe scenarios where you can at least have a more comfortable match 10. LG, speaking of comfort, they don't have much of it in the moment. Funk's gone down and will be taken all the way down.
Elsewhere, Crazy Raccoon have been eliminated. It was Team Liquid who we left that fight with a few moments ago, where they managed to clean it up, and it was a pretty clean-looking fight.
LG just ran through that. They got 2 of them left.
First team out, and Reject will be out as well.
That's great news for Makers and Pioneers. You can catch them up in this game.
Not good news for Reject, though.
No, it is not good news for Reject. It means now going into match 10, they could potentially be in last place going into match 10, right? You give the opportunity to Makers and Pioneers to catch you up here. This had to be Reject's chance. We looked at where Reject were dropping and we thought, okay, well, surely there's points on the board for them here. No, will not be.
Talent there, what's up, man?
Their job is to solidify their place inside of the top 9. We've seen some pretty good performances from them today, some pretty good games put together. However, a little bit of a swing that really didn't work out there from Light. Lucas trying to back him up. There is going to be one knock on either side at the moment. Elsewhere, you can see FaZe getting a little bit involved there. So 3 teams in the vicinity here, down at the southern side of checkpoint.
Wow.
Quite connect with those final shots.
What a weird camera drag angle they just did with that.
To escape and should be able to survive for a short while, probably enough to get the bat. GG are clinging on at this point. You can see Guild are in the same area. Aurora are now pressing up on this one as well. I'm a little bit concerned for GG. If they don't get the chance to reset, Aurora...
Been away for a bit, but I'm back now. Hey, baby. Always welcome here whenever you choose to tune in, man. I was away for a bit, too.
Looking to try and solidify some more points.
Yeah, no surprise to see Aurora on full reds with the zone where it is and the way they've been able to path their way towards the zone, picking up all those Evo harvesters and all the goodies that come alongside it. Disguised! One is down. This is a massive moment for them.
Yeah, they don't want to fall behind the chasing pack, or be part of the chasing pack, should I say. Instead, it looks like they are down to just a 2.
Oh, he got stuck there for a while, actually.
Get the meds off. This is the thing. Design falls down to just a slither of health. He's going to be able to just about...
Wow, he got it.
Should be able to get the med kit off.
He knows exactly what he's doing. He's been here a billion times. He knows exactly what he's doing.
As a 2, and they are still trapped on the northern side of this zone. It's not just them, it's Twisted
You
Minds.
see his face. He's like, holy crap, that was close.
Teams are in the vicinity. It's looking like a rough spot for them.
A rough spot indeed. We can look back at Red Rams and the fight they were able to take earlier as well, and a very successful one as it was Funk taken down. Remember, we saw that happening. Crazy Raccoon also got eliminated. Back to Disguise, though.
Well, that's really cool. That's way higher level production there than typical. Normally, you don't see a fight, you just miss it. They actually had something already where they had the recording and showed that back. Wow, Disguised is down.
And DSG, look at the reaction there from Designful. He is not a happy bunny, and that pressure for
a happy bunny. Not a happy bunny.
You might have just thrown away an opportunity.
Yeah, we check in with GHS. Remember, they are the team that were 1 position ahead of Disguise. So now they can create a gap here. Can GHS. They were only 2 points ahead of Disguise coming into this. If you want to create a bigger gap, you can put yourself in a far better position to getting into those finals here on Sunday. But for the side of Disguise, we'll get back to that later.
JHS trying to push in here, trying to be aggressive. Still in 9th spot. You can see the EMP going down as well from Wabu, which is going to not only maybe get some stuns, it's going to destroy all of those fences that were in front of them. So, NIP inside. And GHS in 9th. NIP, by the way, coming into this game on 13th. So this is an opportunity. If GHS win this one, they might solidify a spot going into that final game. But for NIP, if they can win this fight, then all of a sudden, things open up for them. However, speaking of the opener, Nasky will go down first. Zane will follow as well. It's 3 players against 1 of NIP, and that will be them dead.
Wow, dude. They just tore it, but now look at that. Team Liquid just rolling through for the cleanup. Easy cleanup for them. Easy third parties cleanup.
That is good news for the chasing pack that are trying to get into that top 9. But for Team Liquid, they are trying to chase that top 2 at the moment, or just try and solidify top 3. Speaking
Lake in Boston, that's a good question.
In and around this building have taken a lot of damage.
Howard points counter here. Can you camp your way to victory? Very unlikely, just because of how this ends up being. If somehow you're such an amazing team that you manage to pick the very perfect places to play and move and maneuver and avoid all fights from all the other best teams, could you end up earning enough points per round to do well? Yeah, but not to win the overall tournament.
Within touching distance going into match number 10, but suddenly it's 9 squads. What is happening in the lobby at the moment? Everyone's
Unlikely.
falling down, and there's only, what, 4 teams?
It's not to say impossible, but unlikely.
All these other 5 squads
There's a point per kill, and then there's points for placement. And a lot of the teams that really rack up the most points, it's a combination of placement and kills.
Let's take the fight, and elsewhere you can see that KCP, they're not in a very good spot either. A couple of kills being picked up for them, and it's Makers who are getting the points.
Massive fight. 2 of the teams are at the bottom of the leaderboard right now. Makers versus Pioneers. Makers get the first kill. KCP down on the low ground, but they have been able to escape the sightlines of Makers. But it is just a case of trying to survive, get as much points as possible.
Exactly.
Live standings.
Well, no matter what, just with how many teams there are, you're not just, you can't simply just camp your way to victory. Like, you have to fight. There's so many situations where you're going to have to take a fight and win in this. That even if you were the best team ever at choosing your position, it's not going to, that's not enough in these sorts of tournaments. The teams are too good. Teams are too good. Too many teams survive. You can't just camp your way to victory.
And now Makers, you're going to have to fight out of a bad situation between a rock and a hard place, as it's going to be Evos on the flip side. They'll do the damage, and sadly, it doesn't look like Makers are going to survive this one.
Well, this is great news for Pioneers, right? They're in 19th place. They were worried because they had that first player go down, but now business is taking care of itself by surviving for long enough. Evos have done the work for them. A huge moment in what could be the final standings of this lobby.
Yeah, realistically, you need to see a team that's below you get eliminated, and it could just give you that bonus going into match number 10, knowing you have that lead as Makers do get eliminated, so they will be in 20th position.
We can see at the end, but I think even for first place, the most points you can get is 12. So, if you didn't kill anybody but the last person, that's 13 points. Most teams that are the top teams in a round are going to end up having like 25, between 20 to like 25, maybe even as high as like 30 points. That's on the higher end. A lot more, it's probably like the top teams are going to have close to like 20-ish points. So you may take first place in the round, but you actually earned even less than the other teams if you didn't get a good amount of kills. I don't know if Falcons got wiped. Luminosity just got wiped. I didn't see them getting wiped, Falcons. Got Team Liquid, FaZe, what is it, Exile? Man, there's got to be 2 teams on the lower ground.
Third place overall, and with a great spot here to just fire down on everyone who's in front of them.
Who do I think's gonna win? The overall tournament? I'd say it's pretty likely that Falcons win. I definitely want to be seeing a good showing from TSM.
Put your fate and your destiny in your own hands. A couple more points, and they might just do that.
Blue collar is so true, bro. So true, man.
Certainly looked like they might have improved on things.
It looks like they might have, because I haven't seen them. They might have got wiped at some point earlier on.
Fifth position now, 64 points, creating that gap between themselves and 9th place. But EXL are chasing that 9th place, but they're going to get sucked out of the door, and they need to be careful here.
That's a liquid black hole coming in from the horizon. But they do survive just long enough. The issue for them is they have to move out of that one door. FaZe, by the way, have so much space in this zone. They control the entirety of the northern edge.
On my marker.
Cinetic barking out instructions to his teammates as well, trying to hold down so many positions. It's not the first time we've seen FaZe in this kind of spot, right? Think back to Kings Canyon. They commanded so much space, but weren't able to clutch the win. Is this going to be different in this game?
And this should all but secure FaZe's spot in the finals, but it's EXL now making their move, and boy, do they need these.
Lots of people getting shredded, but damn, they lost 2 on their team already. I mean, he cracked like basically all of them. Wow, this follow-up team's just gonna, yeah, FaZe about to just wipe this. But there's also GG. They just popped that balloon in the back right there. They're gonna come from the low ground, and if they time this right, they're not gonna have to fight, and they can just third party. You see this? They just popped another one. Their game plan, they're gonna jump up 2 of those towers right next to each other, and so that they can avoid getting shot. They're gonna let these other guys fight as long as possible.
gap onto second place is going to be Team Liquid. And Nizel has got the biggest gun in the game.
Yeah, Liquid fighting for second. He's got a Kraber to work with now, does Nizel. This is third, fourth, and fifth in the lobby, by the way. They're all competing in the final three. So there's no teams that are fighting for that top 9 that are really in this. And instead, it's about trying to solidify more advantage points going into that grand final.
He's going to hit the next one. Promise you that.
Damn, that smoke like flew right in his face.
You lied to me. I lied to you. I'm sorry, everyone.
3v3v3. Look, you see GG? They're playing in the low ground here. They must still have some balloons. Wait. Liquid decides to throw their spot and jump down? What is that? I mean, I guess they had no other choice, to be honest, with where FaZe was at. They had a good spread on them. They weren't going to be able to get anywhere else, so I guess they were like, bro, the best we can do is play for second, and they just dove on the bottom team. Yeah, this is an easy dub right here. This is easy dubs right here. They just want to make sure they secure these kills at this point.
He's going to have an opportunity to get out of this situation.
It is just a matter
They're
of
jumping on them. GG.
A victory that sends them into the top 4 in this lobby as they begin to chase the top 3 at the very end of this one. One more match still remains, but boy, was that a nervy one for teams around the top 9.
Cozy Turtle, what's that, man?
Very bottom of the lobby.
Talon. My man says, I'm down 50 pounds since December. I was at 265, and now I'm at 215 just from watching my diet and walking the dog. That's freaking awesome, man. What was the change up that you made to your diet? Congrats on that, man. That's freaking awesome, bro. Keep it up, man. Lawan, what's up? Hey, I appreciate that, baby. What's up, Jay? How we doing, man?
Could be enough, by the way, to secure them a spot, at least in Saturday's competition.
Hoopa, 38 months. Primed out of your mind says 38 months. Nice. What's up, bro? How was the vacation? It was actually a mission trip that we did to Africa, man. I went to Kenya. We went and delivered supplies to a school that's run by a charity that helps orphan kids in Kenya. All the kids that go to the school are orphans. A lot of them don't have both parents or at least one parent. It's at least one parent to be considered an orphan. At least in Kenya. I'm not sure by definition exactly, but a lot of them don't have dads, and they go to this school. The school pays for them to get school, and also they get 2 meals a day and a snack per day at that school. So we brought supplies there, and then we worked with an organization called Feed My Starving Children to help them deliver 45,000 pounds of food. We got to unpack all that from some trucks, load it at the school. They're going to use that at the school to help with the kids and then help with people in the community and whatnot. And then we got to help build. We built 3 different houses and renovated another house. We helped them build a church. And then we did like school camp and games with the kids while we were there. And it was pretty sick, dude. It's my favorite thing I've ever gotten to do. Kind of lame. It's Hem Havoc's almost everyone's hands. Yeah, it's the meta. You learned how to ride a motorbike, huh? You and Break. We're gonna have you guys race. You can watch the main broadcast on Twitch or on YouTube, man. Just search Esports World Cup or like go to the game category. You can find it there. My man Talon on Twitch as well, coming in with the Prime. Hey, appreciate it, man. 41 plus months, bro. Keep all the great stuff. Keep it up. Hey, I will do, man. We're not stopping. Call up Travis for you.
What up, everybody? I am here with the CEO Imperial Hal.
We got Hal.
Get started.
We got our boy
before we get started,
We the
how's
people.
hand?
Hand is good. It hurt when I slammed it, but I'm good. I'm good.
All right, you guys won 3 games, almost 5 in a row. What happened in those 2 second-place matches?
The Overlook game, I thought he was going to fence me because I was playing the knockdown, but he just instead fenced his feet. And I also didn't reload, so it was, yeah, I just messed up pretty bad there. But and then the other game, I can't remember, but basically we suck. We should be winning 5 games in a row.
New maps, 10 games, a lot different of Apex than
Leo Slice, it sounds like they're wanting to own this space, man.
Was it easier than you expected?
When it comes to esports in general.
Like, you know, to be pretty
And they definitely got the money for it, that's for sure.
And we were getting slammed pretty badly, but we know that every time we play a tournament, we're going to show up. So, you know, as usual.
My man. Some might say levels, but truly a home crowd for you guys, right? What do you want to say to the fans here in the STC Arena and all the fans back home?
Thank you guys as usual. You know, always, we can hear you guys through the headset. We can hear you guys. Thank you guys. We love the chance. It helps us a lot, and just, you know, keep doing it. We appreciate it.
They're chanting CEO right now. Well, you heard it here from the CEO, Imperial Hal, from the Falcons. Casters, back to you.
Panalo? Well, I would assume, to be honest, that it's actually not open to just anybody right now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Esports World Cup Apex Legends Tournament. And let me tell you, if you've joined us right now, you've joined at just the right time. We are into our final game of the day. And let me tell you, Dan, we are set up for disappointment, happiness, all of the emotions you could possibly want to see from tournament play.
If you've seen the film Inside Out recently, it's going to be a little bit like that, but Apex Legends style. Every emotion you could possibly imagine is about to happen because there are so many stories to follow. We've got the bottom of the leaderboard, the fight to stay in the tournament, and then you've got the fight for the top 9 to get into the finals, as well as a fight for those top 3 positions as well to have the advantage going into Sunday.
Yeah, so much still on the line, and just to kind of reiterate to you exactly how it all works going into our final game here on Storm Point. The bottom team in this lobby, 20th position, will be eliminated from the tournament, and much to Dan's happiness, will have their key crush in the tournament as well. You would love to do that, wouldn't you? I can see it in your eyes. It's
I
like
would
you were
love to
built
do
for.
it. Not to send a team home, but I just want to crush a key.
Has there ever been a competition where they take the top 3 to 5 shooter games and kind of roulette them and see who the best squad at all of them is? Nah, I've never heard of anything like that. That'd be kind of crazy, though. That'd be a kind of cool tournament to watch.
Of this game will go through to our grand finals. Everyone from 9th down to 19th will go into our last.
That'd be really interesting. I kind of wonder what would happen. Like, you invite teams from, like, a bunch of different games in one tournament, and then it's just like a randomized, okay, you guys are playing CS this round. Next round, you're playing Apex Legends. Next round, you're playing Rainbow Six Siege. Next round, it's Team Deathmatch Call of Duty. Like, let's see who wins. That'd be interesting.
It would have to be an insane game, and Falcons would have to be eliminated earlier. So our main focus really is going to be that fight for top 3, the fight, of course, for top 9. At the moment, it's Guild who hold the 9th position on 46 points, followed closely, though, by EXL, DSG on 44 and 42.
A triple threat tourney. There you go, Leo.
There's still an outside chance for a team like NIP if they were to find a win to push themselves into the top 9 as well.
Yeah, it certainly is very, very close for those spots. And then right down at the bottom, like we mentioned, Makers at the moment are the holders of a title that they will not want to hold on to for much longer. If it stays as it is, and Makers are in 20th place at the end of this next game, they will be eliminated. Around them, though, you can
Sonic, yeah.
17 points.
I've heard that they're really trying to, like, I've heard that they want to basically be the leading place when it comes to esports.
Be dragged into something if things don't go their way.
I think that Fennel and Crazy Raccoon should be okay, but as you say, there is still a chance that 20th, 19th, 18th finish in first, second, third with kills, and then suddenly you are terrified of what might happen with those overall leaderboards. But we mentioned Fennel at the start of match 9 because they were the only team out of the bottom 4 that actually put really any points on the board from Stormpoint. They do it again, they get 6 points in match 9, and they put themselves just a little bit ahead of that danger zone. As for KCP, Reject Winity, Makers, there is going to be a lot of nail biting going into match number 10.
Well, here we go then. It looks like match number 10 is loading up, and we are almost ready to go. You can see each of the teams holding onto their keys at the moment. They're looking beautiful and shiny here on this main stage here in Riyadh. And I gotta say, it almost feels like a shame to crush them. You know what I mean? They're so beautiful.
It does, but I have held a crushed key in my hand, and it's almost even more beautiful.
You released your superpower.
It's a moment of history in your hand as well, just seeing one of those crushed keys. But, of course, if you are the winner of the entire tournament here, Apex Legends at Esports World Cup, your key gets put into a totem to be a part of even more history as one of the winners at Esports World Cup.
Well, let's talk about Makers, right? Let's talk about the team at the moment who is at the bottom of the leaderboard soon, who is probably
Chris, what's up, man?
Anything to do with putting a key into a trophy or into a totem at the moment.
What a camera, jeez, dude.
Alive, keeping it in one piece and staying here at this tournament.
Like, what kind of camera is that?
Here. Stormpoint, though, I mentioned this at the start of the previous game. It's a funny map. Sometimes you can just get on a little bit of a roll. Sometimes you can find a couple of teams who might be desperate for points around you, provide you with some easy third-party opportunities. So we're going to have to see if that does present itself. And
the CCTV special. What's up, Viss? Up, Chris?
Would you rather? But would you rather be 20th, 1 point behind at the moment, or 19th, 1 point ahead?
Honestly, I'd rather be 20th. I've always preferred being the chasing pack because I feel like you know what you've got to do. Sometimes being ahead gives you a false sense of security where you think, okay, well, we'll play it safe, because we just have to out-survive our opponent.
Yeah.
If your opponent goes in with the mentality of we have
Daya
to
Suko, what's up?
more aggressive, suddenly they find 3 kills off the rip. You're then 2 points behind, but you might not even know it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very, very
in the kill feed.
exceptional arena right there.
Legends, anonymous mode is a thing. You only see the team eliminated. You do not see who is getting the kills. So you'd be there waiting, hoping that that 20th team is eliminated, but it could never come.
And then we have to remind ourselves as well, it's not just the teams we're sending home, it's the teams we send through to our finals. And also I will say as well, we're kind of understandably, we're talking about progression, right? What teams are making it through, which teams are going to be falling, who goes into the last chance. But there's also going to be some bragging rights. So let's be real, right? I mean, we mentioned how Falcons have been dominant in this lobby, and like we heard from Hao in that interview with Peeps, right? He was saying, you know, we suck, we didn't get 5 wins out of 5. And it's like, that's the standard they hold themselves to, right? But I would say, even taking the second place in this lobby at the moment, for Twisted Minds, I think they were on 99 points, if I wasn't mistaken, coming to the
Oilers aren't just in Twitch chat.
You kind of have to take Falcons out of the equation
Yeah.
because they've been that good. But if you were to say to them at the start of today,
I mean, really, this has got to be like a drop in the bucket for them, right?
they probably think we've won. You know, they probably think we've had an amazing set of games.
I think it was earlier today, we had 3 teams that would have been on match point in a match point format after only 4 or 5 games. Like,
Chris, no.
Well, all 3 of those
Nah, don't need both.
But match 10 is close to being started, and I spoke about nail biting. I kind of want to bite my nails at this point because I'm
Oh,
nervous
they paused.
for a lot of these players because this could be your tournament life down the drain.
Well, here we go then, everybody. The game has been unpaused, and we are loading into our final game of day 1 here.
That screen in the back, yeah, it is massive, isn't it?
And we have to decide who is going to
I think LG is going to take this round, huh?
who is going to be jumping ahead to those finals on Sunday. Long way to come for a lot of these players. Got to make the trip worth it.
Falcons have all but secured first place, but there's still a small job to do. There is still that off chance of an unbelievable historic game that we still have to, you know, you have to give the respect to Twisted Minds.
It'd be funny if Twisted Minds dropped on them. I mean, I'm just saying, no POI draft.
No POI draft. It could happen.
Will you slice?
Follow GG after their success in the previous
Possible.
games as well, and we'll have to see whether they
Depends
can
on what the person's
replicate said success from previous
passion
games
and
in this
mission come
tournament.
from.
But for other squads, Reject and Fennel, it looks like they have split the POI of Checkpoint once more, so there will not be a contest happening elsewhere on Stormpoint.
Well, interesting to see where the zone is going to be going. And let me tell you where it's going. This looks like a Jurassic zone if ever I've
Who's
seen
winning this final round
good news
for
for
today, champ?
Echolos lies there, and I'm trying to just look if they have a ring console as well to give them that information. Can't quite see for now. We'll check
Mons, what's up, baby?
Great zone for them.
Yo, it's good to see you, man.
Liquid, great prior as well. But we kind
He's in the middle of the night there right now, Mons.
Right, what's their priority like to this zone? We're talking about makers. We're talking about pioneers. Pioneers from Command
Or maybe early morning? Yeah, 7:40 a.m.
You can hit that evac and you can use the cannon over a command center to get to the southern side of the map pretty easily.
My
But
man
for
just
makers,
waking up.
This is a little bit of a journey for them. Downhill, of course, dropping over at the wall, but they're going to be beaten there by a lot of teams.
Yeah, there's going to be a long old journey for a long.
Wait, so are Falcons a Saudi-based esports team?
Now they will have to worry about Crazy Raccoon and Evos being next to them, and ahead of them, FaZe. And we already saw what FaZe were able to do in the previous game versus GG as well. But
They are, huh?
We're going to be looking at that top 9 and, of course, the bottom 2. I'm worried for these bottom teams, and Reject Winity and Fennel have already started moving, by the way, and it looks like they might be under a bit of fire.
Well, GK Esports are on our screens at the moment. They're part of that chasing pack, if I'm not mistaken, who are trying to qualify into that grand finals on Sunday. The top 9, remember, and I know I'm repeating it a lot, but if you're just joining the broadcast, we want to make sure you know exactly what's on the line here in this final game of the day. And I've got to say, considering this is an extended series today, 10 games, it's absolutely flown past.
It really has. It's been a great day of Apex Legends, but we'll have to see whether it can end in, you know, is it going to be triumph for someone, or is it going to be utter sadness? I guess we might have both, triumph and sadness.
We will.
To be completely honest. But there's a lot of teams that have already made it, by the way, down towards Jurassic Park. And there's not much room to play. There's a little bit of buildings you can work with, but once this starts to fill up, there's not going to be room for many other teams to find their spot here.
Kurev is trying to hold off any pushes at the moment.
Leo?
Kind of turning his
Maybe.
backs and left and right.
I could see that. Not because of the... Because CSM being low, but...
Between Ninjas in Pajamas and Fennel.
They probably got whatever they want to throw at people.
Player up on either side, and that could have a huge impact as Fennel will be eliminated, because here come LG to third party. Fennel eliminated. Ninjas in Pajamas eliminated as well.
Fennel eliminated. Remember, they were in 17th. Will they be okay? Is there a catch-up possibility for the 3 teams below them? As for NIP, that means they will not be progressing to the finals, and instead will need that last chance to get into finals on Sunday. And it is going to be very difficult to do so. But now we see Team Liquid having a fight. LG also taking on Reject Winity. This could be massive. Reject Winity, they cannot go down.
I mean, LG might be the Grim Reapers of the lobby here. They don't care where you're placing. They don't care what's on the line for your team. They just want the points themselves.
LG
and Sweet combined to take down 2
with
members.
the wipe.
And the task just got even tougher here for RC. But Dogma,
One of them gonna get away.
and is it going to be the great escape from here?
If Reject Winity are eliminated, that would mean Makers would only need 2 points, and it would send Reject Winity home. But they did survive. That one solo player. If you can get to the top 15, that's 1 more point. If you get in the top 10, that is 2 more points. It is still life on the line here. There is still an opportunity for Reject Winity.
Nervy moments for everybody at the moment, wherever you're watching from across the globe. If you're an APAC North fan, obviously you're going to be rooting for your boys. Wanting to see them come good here. As we take a look at our map overhead now. We mentioned how Jurassic is going to be extremely busy. Well, you can see that on your screen right now. A lot of teams already made their way into zone. Reject, you can see them, by the way. I think Dogma's going to go back for those banners, and Luminosity are moving away. If he can get the banners, he can go back towards checkpoint, he can get the res. Game is not done. Tournament is not done yet.
Look at this from Makers as well. Right on the north side of the map, up at Wall, they have gone quite far away from this zone, and this could be just an attempt at surviving. Sadly for them, Disguise very close. And remember, if Makers were to be eliminated here, they would be the team getting eliminated from the competition because they're currently in last place. They need points, and they probably want to see Reject Winity in that kill feed.
It's an interesting point, yeah.
I'm not sure if Apex is going to work or not. I uninstalled it and reinstalled it before the stream today. Because yesterday, every time I tried to start it, it would crash. And one of the times, I even blue screened my PC. Yo, Matthias, what's up, man?
Towards Zoo Station, so avoid everyone. Let everyone else kill each other, and we may be able to get enough points ourselves from that.
Outlive Reject Winity is the game plan here.
Survival game, right?
Just survive. It's a battle royale at the end of the day, but there's always that scary idea that you might try and play late, but there could be other teams up in the areas you are rotating to. So we'll see if
Yeah, I don't, so we'll see. I'm not sure. I haven't checked it since I re-downloaded the game.
To grasp points for that squad as well. All the meanwhile, GG making their rotation through zone. They're in 5th place. They're pretty comfortable. They are chasing to try and finish in a high.
Matthias, I think I've asked you this before. What is it that you do?
But they will be comfortably going through to finals.
You can see in your map overhead there, right in the middle by Cascade Falls. Reject still alive, but it is still the solo player, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Luminosity are not leaving these banners, by the way. You can see they're still in the same spot outside the tunnel. They know that Reject have got to come back. I don't know if they obviously know it's Reject, of course, but they're just thinking this is an extra KP for him. If the player comes back and he plays for banners, there's a free kill for us. So LG playing the game of
Community manager for a small company.
Reject really can't afford to play, although it looks like actually Reject might be sticking the Reds actually up on the height of the waterfall.
There is still life here for Reject Winity. They're going to be back up to a full 3, but Luminosity, they were waiting in the area, as you said. And if they do send it, this is
It's
worrying
looking
times for
like
Reject, but at least they have the
meta is
damage.
Nemesis,
They were able to lay down onto Funk,
Havoc,
just kept
Hemlock.
LG at bay.
Well, they say that a hero can save us, and
Matthias, from what we started watching only a few games ago today. I couldn't get online too early, but seems like they're doing really well. I think they've already won 3 or 4 games. I think 3 games. They're currently in first by, I mean, 32 points currently.
Trying to get into the top 9. They were 4 points behind 9th position coming into this. That is as simple as a couple of team fights, even one team fight, and getting into the top 10, and that might be enough, depending on what happens above you. But you want to keep this within your hands, of course. But we saw the disappointment in the previous match when Disguise got eliminated, because they knew...
A lot of people running double energy weapons too.
I just felt the previous game was one of those games where you're watching the decisions being made, and it feels like no decision is being made that's a positive one. It's kind of, let's see him wait.
Kind of crazy, huh?
You end up putting yourself
because it seems like you just like put yourself in an ammo crunch in that situation.
Your decisions made for you because you weren't proactive enough. Red Rams there trying to find.
You hear from Crafty and the old team. What, Crafty and Tanner? Crafty was in here. He raided us the other night. But nah, I think we're kind of all doing our own thing right now. We'll probably link up again. Just we need a game that's gonna bring us all together for that.
It's a really worrying situation for them.
GG just lost in the kill feed. Blast did go down, if my eyes did not deceive me.
And then yeah, if you're talking about like the old TSM team, it wasn't too long ago we all played together.
GG down to just 1 hit. Light is the last player alive for now on the Bangalore, which is going
like we literally all got together and played PUBG together.
Get out of dodge. However, the shots aren't connecting, and GG will go down. But job done for them today.
Well, I played Tarkov again on the wipe. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Left. Just 2 more teams need to be eliminated before points start to be distributed just via placement. As you mentioned, 18th position Pioneers still alive and still ahead of the likes of Fennel and Reject Winity. But the zone is closing in. It's decision time for
Pray for a new game, ladies and gentlemen, that unites the gaming community.
And now you're gonna lose.
Pray for a new solid game, man.
Should be a safe. Should be okay here. You can see that the zone is going to be closing, but they're going to be able to get into zone and should be able to get that res off. But Pioneers at the moment are playing a dangerous game.
Yeah, imagine a wipe is coming up.
Team Liquid Alienware continue their run today. They've been very impressive, by the way. Team Liquid Alienware, their comeback this season has been something to study. Very, very strong.
They've been incredible. Luminosity, by the way, should have done more than enough to be able to get through to the finals on Sunday as well. So we'll be
I never really was interested in X Defiant. It's not like interested in that game type. TDM, SND, not really interested. Jake the Ripper, what's up, Jake?
It is really a game of survival.
Well, my favorite player cam in all.
Did you see the new Mountaintops video game? It looks like CSGO and Valorant. I haven't seen it.
It's gone again.
How does it look?
But I think MT's face, his game face, kind of sums up how we're all feeling right now. How we're all watching this game, right? It is complete focus. Nobody can afford to take their eyes off the ball at this point, because this could be the end of the tournament. Red Rams have been eliminated in the meantime, and it's KCP.
Bud Diesel, what's up, man? Appreciate the 49. 49 months, man. Prime time to out of your mind for 49.
One of the best positions in the game right now. That's terrible news.
You think a new Battlefield's gonna be the next drop? Dude, I would love to see them try a Battle Royale. I would love it. And there's been lots of talk and rumors over the years. Who knows if they're real or not? But man, I would love it. I'd love to see them try it. Like, come on. Warzone needs a competitor. Battlefield, it was always you. Let's see what you got. What have you tried to do last time, man? Nah, that wasn't a Battle Royale, bro. Oh, wait. No, you're talking about way back. You're talking about Firestorm? Dude, Firestorm, if they kept fletching it out, could have been good too, man.
Such a tight endgame, and
yeah, I mean, there's been talks about Halo and Battle Royale too. Let's cross our fingers, bro. Let's cross our damn fingers. I don't know when the next Halo is supposed to pop. Does anyone know? Have they ever said anything or teased anything about another Halo? And like when the date could be? Yeah, they're just getting wrecked, bro. That rock screwed them. That rock, like, they were just sliding all over the place trying to fight on that rock. Bro, I would so play a Super Mario Battle Royale. I would Goomba Stomp every one of you, chat. I would Goomba Stomp every one of you, man. I would super double jump right onto your head and smash you directly into the plumbing pipes. Okay, you better watch out. All right. I'm coming for blood out here, bro. I'll eat that flower and I will shoot flaming balls out of my mustache right at you, okay? You better fear what is about to happen to you, man. Don't make me eat those magic mushrooms and go Super Saiyan on you, okay? Don't make me do it. Better watch out. That'd be badass. I feel like that'd be something. Community game Super Mario Battle Royale. Just Goomba stomping everybody out here. Oh, you better watch out, bro. You better watch out, man. I'll choose Yoshi, bro. I will eat you alive, okay? I will use my massive tongue, and I'll be pulling you across the map.
Will it be enough for them to be here on Sunday? And can the man on your screen do something magical? Team Liquid eliminated. FaZe eliminated.
Nah. This is gonna be tough right here.
How'd you get out of this one? If you're Designful.
You feel me? I feel like that's exactly what we need to do. That actually sounds like one of the greatest ideas of all time. The game we didn't know we needed. We need a Super Mario Battle Royale. I don't know what that would look like, but it sounds really fun.
With the team up on hills, right, and Twisted Minds, which could create just an opportunity for them to move through. Reject Winity have been eliminated. And Designful, he manages to pick up a kill. Can he get a finish, though?
Gets the kill, but more importantly, gets out of the
Wait,
zone.
whoa. Whoa, my man about to clutch up here. Got an extra kill for his team. Whoa, whoa, what the crack? He's gonna do this. He's gonna do this. He's gonna wipe his team. Oh! That's huge! My man is 1v3'd. He's 1v3'd, got another placement, got 3 more points. His team are like teetering on the edge of not making it. They're probably gonna wipe him here though. This is gonna, but still, that might have, dude, that might have, that saved him, I think. It depends on what teams are left. If there's a lot of teams like GK could pass them, right, which would knock him down into 10th. But who else? There has to be other teams that are below them that can pass them. You might have, like, saved them with that, man.
But who cares? Because it felt like Designful was 3 men on a mission there.
Unbelievable. And it's really going to be looking that and saying it could be one of the biggest fights for them. Speaking of big fights,
Falcon's still in.
Still ruining the hopes and
They're getting beamed, though.
teams in this lobby.
They're getting really beamed right here.
Only 2 of them still here.
They just finished one, finish another.
But now how the last remaining player, surely you can't get out of this one. Will not. 5 teams remain. One of them is Makers, and Makers have just overtaken Reject Winity. Reject Winity will be eliminated from this tournament. Their key will be crushed.
GK, can they do it? Nope, they can't.
This is a GK Esports eliminated in the meantime. They were 11th, and now EXL with that elimination with another team.
Wow, so that just pushed Disguised to 10th.
It's been back and forth in the top 9. It could be heartbreak, of course, for Disguised, who previously held that position. But realistically, we've got to talk about
I think there was one other team that maybe could pass.
Coming into this game. Now they are center zone. They are in the top 4. They've surpassed that position of 19th, and they have knocked Reject Winity out of
Yeah, but do they have any kills?
That dreams are made of, right? I mean, we were looking at it, we're like, oh, this is interesting. I wonder what they're trying to cook up here. Landing over a wall.
See, this is the thing. You can make towards the end of the game with good positioning, but you're really not getting that many points.
And then somehow managed to wrap the whole lobby to get into this position. It's a masterful piece of navigation to get to this spot, and it has been enough for them to stay alive in the tournament.
Heartbreak, of course, for
Like
Disguised,
14th here.
crazy
All they need, they'll kick Disguised out if one of these other teams can just make it to 10th. Because I'm pretty sure that's where they're at right now. So the whole reason I'm saying it is because, man, if Designful, you know, happen to clutch up and he gets an extra 3 kills for his team, like maybe that makes a difference and they survive and move into
19th, 13th, 14th, and 9th
the semis instead of going to last chance.
To out-survive the others. It's going to be a very tall task for Crazy Raccoon to try and catch them at this point, as they are 11 points off of it. But if they were to get every single kill here, it's still doable if EXL were the first team to fall. So it's not job done yet, but they are very close, EXL, to securing their spot in the grand finals.
Makers are getting a few kills as well, taking down one player from Evos. As Crazy Raccoon know they need to step forward as well. Bochek in the hands of Shangyun here. Those shots are going to be a little bit more tough by that perfectly placed smoke grenade.
Also, how crazy, by the way, Reject Winity, the fact that, you know, that organization winning a LAN, of course, different players, but the organization winning a LAN to now being knocked out first
to not
at the Esports World Cup.
As well, I mean, it's been a real turnaround, and after the extreme highs, there has certainly been some low of lows for them. EXL trying to make their move now. 2 of them gone down, though. And you mentioned how Crazy Raccoon
Holy crap.
do something.
He just went for the kill and he got it too. I don't think that was enough though.
Crazy Raccoon, they're about 6 points away. There is still a chance here. This is a little bit worrying now. We talk about
this is
biting
crazy.
your nails and chewing you off. You might chew your fingers off at this point.
Oh, this is over.
There's the challenge.
This is over.
Crazy Raccoon will be champion.
So where do they all end up?
Not have enough kills to push them into that top 9.
I feel like we've been here before with Crazy Raccoon.
We certainly have.
Where we've been at the final moment, they get a win, but then they are just a point or 2 away from qualification, and then that's exactly.
We're about to see. Did Disguised save his team?
So close, but it looks like they will be.
Or excuse me, did Design save his team?
Make it into the top 9.
You like the team named Crazy Raccoon?
That last game, I have to say. The fact that we have flipped so many teams' positions in those final moments. This is the match results. This is not the final overalls from our series today. But, I mean, Dan, talk us through them.
I mean, we have to give props where they are due. Makers, from last place, finish top 2 to keep their tournament alive. Unbelievable, but this is the series ranking. Reject Winity.
Disguise! He needed one more! He missed it by 1 point! Raccoon! Wait, that was it? They made it in by winning that by 1 freaking point, man. Wow. That's crazy.
When they saw Crazy Raccoon's name pop up as the winners. Number 1, though, at the top.
Look at that. Falcons just dominating.
Is Team Falcons.
Liquid also almost nearly in the top 100.
Points from the 10 games.
Bro, they won the final game to barely squeeze into the top 10.
I mean, this day has had everything. It's had dominance.
So I think it's possible that the bottom teams out of this group are going to loser bracket.
Almost made the play to keep his team
to last chance
and get his
bracket.
team into the grand finals. If it weren't for
And perhaps tomorrow the top 10 advance and the bottom 10 go to...
coming into this game. They made it to the top 2,
Or
and they secure their
do
spot
these
at
teams
least
still play
in
tomorrow?
the tournament and will be competing on Saturday. And on the flip side, Crazy Raccoon, they came so close.
Maybe they'll
only
break it
2
down a
points
little bit more
away
here at the end.
from getting into the grand finals. They'll have to try it all over again on Saturday.
An insane end to the first day of action here.
Matthias?
World Cup, Apex Legends tournament.
Oh, you're saying because normally you'd have to bring your mouse, your keyboard, and everything else, and all you gotta do is just bring your damn controller? A lot easier to travel with that, that's for damn sure. I'd be bringing that controller in a backup.
We just saw there. Team Falcons. Jokes were made about talent predictions coming into
Don't
this
speak too
tournament.
soon.
I'm just saying, after day 1, you can see why we went there, right?
I mean, when you're asked the question, who do you think will win? If you don't say Team Falcons, you are probably lying with
Biased
the form
to
they
some
have ever been in. They are the one team that look like the most likely to win the entire competition at the moment. But of course, there is still a lot of the competition to play. We still have to see 20 more teams tomorrow all going up against each other. But Falcons have lived up to the expectations. They've put on a show for the home crowd at the very least.
Well, here are the replays of our last game of the day. Game number 10 on Storm Point. And Pioneers, I think the biggest thing...
I want to see what they say here at the end.
Won, right? It's the
I want to see what they say here at the end.
They was wrapping zone, and I was sat there going, oh no, I've seen this before. Someone just turns around at the last second and goes, there's a team wrapping us from zone. And all you've got to do is like 60, 70 damage, break the shields, and the health has already been burned by the zone behind them. They got... I would say maybe a little bit of fortune, maybe a little bit of good planning on their side. With that rotate, they managed to win that fight. But speaking of rotates, I mean, there's really only one thing that I can think of in this game. I mean, shout out to Dogma, by the way. The way he recovered those bandages.
Dude, design just going on with that, dude, huh? Bob.
Game after they were down in that early game, absolutely magnificent. We'll talk about this as well, Dan, because this is nuts.
I mean, this is why design pulls in the team, right? To do stuff like that. But sadly, it was not quite enough. It was so close, but so
Literally not quite is the perfect thing to say. Just not quite. Needed one more
Just
point.
has me excited for tomorrow because this tournament has only just started and we've already had drama.
Incredible stuff. It's been an amazing day so far. And after the games are done, it's only right we hear from some players. So let's jump down to the main stage for an interview.
And from the stage, again, with the winners, we had a lot of Falcons, but you can't have enough Falcons in Apex Legends. You guys dominated. We are done with that. We're going to miss you for 2 days. Any cool plans here?
So yeah, it sounds like the whole day right here was just Group A. Like normally they do a round robin, but I don't think they did that today.
Just focus on finals. Job's not done.
Unless Group
Which of the teams you will be
B or whatever all played earlier or something. Like
It's like Mizuchi and Bleed in the other group as well. And then hopefully GK Cole in the LCQ bracket as well.
That's really cool. Any of the teams that you don't
winner gets a dinner plate.
Not really. I think SSG not calling would be funny, but no ill will towards anyone.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Thank you very much. You guys have nailed it today. Best of luck in the finals. Thank you.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. We got like a final breakdown of how this is all working out.
Being seen there, moment of exultation. I wouldn't say elation from Falcons. They feel like job.
Group B plays tomorrow. So it sounds like for this one, I don't think this is normal. I think it's the first time they've done this. They did one group. They played 10 games. Top 10 goes on. Bottom 10, last chance. Tomorrow, same thing. Top 10 go on. Bottom 10, last chance. Normally, they like rotate them, and they all end up playing against each other. But I don't think they did that.
130, 140 points. Yeah, Zephyr. Jayhawk getting it going. Lauren, like me, saying, you know what, that's cool. We'll represent that in the middle.
We did the stationary
We'll be okay over here. Welcome back to the studio. Rain Day, AJ Hawks, Evercast, and Glitter Explosion. What a day of Apex Legends here so far at the Esports World Cup. Falcons off to an electric start. They will play on Sunday, booking their ticket as our first place team alongside the other 8 in our top 9 who have qualified. However, this leaves a lot of room for things to happen. Now we've got our last chance qualifier where on Saturday, our 10 to 19th place teams will be playing. And of course, Lauren, you look at that final 20th spot.
Wait, 10 to 19?
Go, but Reject Winity will not be continuing on.
And to be fair, we were watching that 20th place spot very, very closely between Fennel and KCP, trying to make sure they weren't there.
Oh, so the very bottom team is going out. Oh, weird. Okay. So, no, Crazy Raccoon didn't advance. What? This is weird. They kind of swapped up this.
To pick it up to stay alive.
I think one of the biggest elements that I keep having to say again and again, it's the time off as well. I mean, we have so much distance in this tournament. It's hard to sometimes stay focused with that, Jayhawk. But you
Top 9 advance from both groups. Last place teams from both groups are one and done. Then 10th to 19th from both groups play Saturday.
They got the job done, and that's an important sign for one of our teams who qualified in the last chance qualifier to get to EWC.
Top 2 advance to finals.
Seem a lot larger than it actually is, but like you said, it's only a few points, a few kills. Just play our game. We don't have to be perfect. There's a lot of room for error. We just have to be better than we have been, and that's what they did. And so I think a lot of teams, they were having that conversation.
So wait, is it only a 3-day tournament then?
To overcome it, but like Litter mentioned, some of those teams at the bottom of the leaderboard able to do just enough to get into the LCQ, and that's all that really matters.
And if you're joining us, Reject Winity is the name of our most recent LAN winner in Apex Legends Esports. It was in May of this year that they hoisted the trophy.
So what, semifinals Saturday then?
Now they are gone. Of course, they are missing 2 players who are on Crazy.
So tomorrow do they do another group stage and then last chance qualifier both tomorrow? Or no, it's probably just another group stage. And then they do a morning. Yeah, that's right. So it's going to be another group stage tomorrow.
On Saturday in our last chance qualifier.
20th team's going to get eliminated. 10th through 19th advance to the last chance qualifier on the final day. That'll be done in the morning. The best teams in that will go to the semifinal. The best teams in that advance. I can't remember exactly, but it's something like that.
Making their way into the top 4 were not secured until the very end. If Crazy Raccoon had matched up in a direct fight, they potentially would have taken away that position.
I mean, look at the performance as well from Icholos, Lauren. They're so even. 27 placement points, 25 kills. It's the difference between one of those kills or one of those placements points that put them into that final. How big is that for an
Joel Mead, what's up, baby?
On this world stage?
Yes, sir. It's the start of it, man.
A lot, right? South America is historically pretty underrepresented when we get to these global lands, and now something like this where you're starting to see a pickup performance, not only where it knocks out other recognizable teams like the DSGs, but it puts them directly into the finals. We were talking about this while we were off stage waiting to come up here. That just guaranteed them money. No more fighting for it. Doesn't matter if you come in dead last on Sunday. They just secured a
Joel, I love it, dude.
A big cash prize. To put it into perspective, first place, I believe, is $600,000. Meaning second place is $300,000. Third place, it's pretty good, Jayhawk. I think it's all right. Icho is going to be happy to be a part of that.
Absolutely, and I think even bigger for them potentially. Obviously, the money's great, but I think these South American teams are always fighting for respect. They want to prove that they are the best. They can compete with the best. These guys, they have a lot of LAN experience, haven't quite been able to put it together, so now they're going to get a chance to prove it in a finals lobby and show the world we're not to be messed with.
One of the things about LAN experience that is so often not discussed is the lack of it for certain regions, and South America is one of them that does not have as many qualifying spots. You look at coming up in Germany, North America has 12, EMEA has 8. South
Joel, I love it, man.
As many as that. I think
did you make sure? Are you sure you got the correct one on Instagram? Be TSM_Viss.
It's special to see what they've been able to do and take advantage of here in Riyadh, and the fact that EWC is even on for them to have this opportunity.
And like we discussed earlier, it's the fact that this isn't even a team that builds this success based off of their split one performance in the original Pro League, which is where many of these teams were invited. Each of us had to fight for the chance to be here in the original EWC qualifier. So not only are they competing at a level or platform here in Riyadh, they proved themselves before our competition even started, and that is not something many teams can say.
Yeah, and it's one of the greatest things to see a team and a region get that viral experience that might just be the fire starter, right? The spark to ignite a lot of other teams, better competition, better experience that you can take back to South America after this is all said and done. But we had a lot of action here today, so it's time as we round out this evening for our Kidia
Joel, yeah.
of the day. This is one of my favorite things to do, look back at all the highlights of really the performances that we saw across the board. It's easy to look at Falcons, Lauren. It's obviously going to be somebody that, stands out, but it's a selection of all of these great moments. So yes, it was Falcons, but
It's just weird. I'm looking at it. I just don't see that I got tagged by anybody.
Yeah, I mean, there were some teams that we had expected to really kind of show us what they were made of here. Liquid being one of them. We saw Gaming Gladiators, Twisted Minds, like you were saying, all up here. Obviously, Falcons with the most wins of the day, but Twisted Minds being the only one that was another repeat winner. I mean, there were so many pop-off moments that I'm actually really interested to see what they bring moving forward.
At Player K with that little fence right there.
Joel, same man.
It's just beautiful, highlighting these players in this moment, on this floor or studio. It's just a great experience here in Riyadh. It is a little bit later, too, though, as well as we continue to look at. We've got 4 more days to go.
So they got 4 more days.
Getting some rest, getting ready. But some players, they're going to be staying up a little extra, maybe even going to a celebratory late-night dinner, especially because of their performances so far. We've got our MVP of the day to give away, and I believe you know who it is. I think this is the person who told you to pick the 2 maps.
Look at that.
That got picked. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I'm just saying, Jayhawk. Imperial Hal.
I mean, Imperial Hal, he's called the CEO for a reason. We talk about him, all his accomplishments, the most
what
lane
is
wins of
this?
all time, 33 kills, 14,000 damage. What a day from the CEO. His team goes out on top.
Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Mountain Time.
Win that 1v1 against Player K,
Group stage.
But, I think they'll be happy with the points.
Then on Saturday, the last chance qualifier, and then the next day, finals. So it is 4 days.
Something that is in-house blood. He had 4 bullets in that Havoc. You saw Player K had time to set up a couple Watson fences, shoot the Hemlock 3 or 4 times, a couple shields.
Well, that's crazy. Let's look at this. Wow, dude, check this out.
Is so high, and that's what makes them so great. Imperial Hal often deserved of a lot of criticism through the past of how he's reacted in terms of his teammates and that performance, but what's been amazing to see is his journey of maturity as he's learned to control that, channel that, and then obviously now take that in a new direction in this risk with Falcons that has paid dividends already that many people would say
crazy
for a lifetime. But of course,
the
there's
plug-in, huh?
For the main trophy at the end of the day, Zephyr, that is the championship. We've said it again and again. If they don't win, all of this really is for naught.
Right, and for many of these teams on the other side of the
Esports World Cup features a unique cross-game competition structure that will pit the world's top elite esports athletes against one another across multiple games for the largest ever prize pool.
Target at the very, very top.
Well, there you go. So that's what happened. That's why these teams came back in and picked up a bunch of esports teams, because they're going to be playing all of these games, and then
it's true.
The teams are going to get a score based off of their performance in these games.
I'll kind of throw that to you.
Right.
You can handle it as you wish, Lauren, or
and then the overall score for that org is going to be like some grand final championship thing going on, is what's going to happen. Holy crap, that's a crazy idea. Wow, that's what's going on. What in the world? I mean, that's basically what someone had said earlier in the chat, but it's different than what they had said. Well, look at this. Like Overwatch, Rocket League Siege, Teamfight Tactics, PUBG.
Even though the match point's a little bit higher, they've
wow.
already negated that by getting
that's pretty nuts, actually.
Yo,
what's up, Laced? Certain North Esport Olympics, kind of.
And also, they only play 2 times, now and then Sunday, so they don't give you a lot of tape to try to figure out what they're doing and how to stop it. Ben,
nah, I ain't going back to PUBG comp. There ain't no way, bro.
A lot of kind of phenomenal,
there ain't no way, man.
The expectations of some of these top-performing teams, while some did show up, some did not.
Oh, it's not that you couldn't. I couldn't do it. Instead, I don't care to do it.
Maybe weren't quite the expectation. Obviously 3 from EMEA, some other squads sneaking in there like GHS as well, and Icholos, of course, from our qualifier. So the fact of the matter is we walk into tomorrow with Group B, where we do have some of those incredible faces like Mizuchi, TSM, of course, Bleed, and so many other incredible rosters. Nothing is guaranteed here at EWC, and day one has clearly shown that.
Falcons already picked up teams in like 90% of games. Yeah, well, like I said, I think Saudi Arabia wants to own the space of esports, so it doesn't surprise me that they're just like, hey, pick up all these teams, all the best teams, pick them up.
Jayhawk, great having you, man. Good day one. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. Actually, speaking of Liquid Alienware, I did want to highlight, I think that in this group stage, one thing that really stood out to me is the kills, because we saw that cutoff was a little bit lower.
Yeah.
It was in the 20 range, and if you think about it, in 10 games, if you can just get 1 to 2 kills a game, a little bit of placement points here and there, you'll be there. That doesn't require a lot of great gameplay, honestly, just to avoid that bottom spot. And then on the top end, we saw Liquid, Falcons. These teams are putting up 60, 70 kills. These are huge numbers, and so obviously, once we get to match point, placement matters a lot more. But right now, if you can slay out, you're going to reap the rewards.
Well, you three have been phenomenal. This is just day one. We've got 3 more days of this, though. Falcons and
Batman, what's up, man?
Qualified with their bonus points on Sunday. We'll have a few days off while they watch the competition. But tomorrow, things continue for Group B. 20 more teams have a chance to go for gold, to hold on to those keys and have maybe an opportunity to make Esports World Cup history. But it's going to take a lot to get it done. And you've seen the competition today. It doesn't get any easier the farther you go. We are here in Riyadh. It's been one heck of a day one, and we can't wait to continue. Same time, same place tomorrow. And as always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and we'll see you at the EWC.
All right, man. Well, Pack, there's a couple things I got to do before Jiu-Jitsu tonight. So that's going to be it for today, man. Everybody, thanks for being here, chilling, hanging with us. I'll be back online tomorrow. We'll watch the group stage for day 2. Also, before we go, hey, man, I want to give a shout-out to the best diet app out there, Carbon. I'm currently using it right now. I'm going to drop down below 200 pounds while I'm doing 67 transcend. And so, yeah, man, it's the best diet app out there, plain and simple. The favorite thing I've ever used. I've used it ever since it came out back in, it was like late 2019, early 2020. Been using it ever since then. Been recommending it ever since then. The cool thing is now is we're partnered with them, so you guys can get a discount if you guys are interested in that. All you got to do is sign up through the link. It's right there in the chat. You'll bring you to the site, hit get started, make an account on their site, and then you can download the app and sign in. You'll get it at a discounted rate. Whole purpose behind the app, Lane here, Mr. Lane Norton, PhD in nutritional science. You've probably seen Lane on tons of different podcasts out there. You may have seen him on the AFK channel because we went and hit a lift with him. Lane is a world-renowned coach. He's helped thousands of people get into better shape. He's also a power lifter. He's going to be competing in the powerlifting world championships coming up here within the next few months. Dude's a beast. Well, he wanted to make it so coaching is more affordable to more people, so he created Carbon. It uses a smart diet coach. It's basically AI. It does your calories, your macros, weekly check-ins, adjust your calories and macros, your diet to what your body's doing to make sure that you stay on track to hit your goal. And your goal could be anything. It could be to lose weight, gain weight, maintain your weight, right? It could be any of those things. And it could be something as simple as, hey, I want to lose 5 pounds or I want to lose 100 pounds, right? It could be, I want to gain 5 pounds or I want to gain 20 pounds. Carbon can help you do whatever your goal is. And like I said, I'm going to be using it over the next months. I always use it. I use it to help me maintain or whatever I'm wanting to do, but I'm going to be using it to drop down and cut down and get below 200. So looking forward to that. And like I said, what am I doing that for? We're doing it for a program that we created. Talked about it at the start of the stream. Going to mention it here again. It's called 67 Transcend. The reason we created this, we think that, you know, helping people establish some healthy habits and something fun like a program or a challenge could be a great way to maybe help impact some people out there and live a little bit better of a life, right? Improve yourself a little bit. So that's why we created 67 Transcend. It's 67 days of doing daily tasks every single day for 67 days straight. And the whole idea, hey, these are things we do on a regular basis that we think will help a lot of people. And so, yeah, what are those things? Follow a diet, right? For me, I'm tracking my food and carbon. I am going to be eating only whole foods. And the goal of my diet is to, like I said, drop down under 200 pounds by the end of 67 days. It's also doing a 60-minute workout once per day, right? Could be indoor or outdoor. This could be a wide variety of things. It's meant to be a workout, though. It's meant to be an exercise. This isn't, hey, I'm going to go and hit some push-ups and then sit on my phone for 10 minutes and then hit some squats and then sit on my phone for 25 minutes or shuffle down the street. Like, do some exercise, right? Get your heart rate up. Make sure it's a good 60 minutes of exercise. 10 minutes of prayer, breath work, or meditation. I like to combine that with this next one, which is journal your 3 things you're grateful for. Journal 3 things you're grateful for, right? Very simple thing, but it can help you. It can help you detach from, things that are going on in life for a second. Take a break to yourself. It's just a thing. When I've been in a habit of doing this, I'm just in a better spot. I'm more tuned in. I can focus on things better. It's nuts. And it's something as simple as like 10 minutes a day can do that. Take a progress pic and log your body weight. This is gauge your progress. Also, logging your body weight on a daily basis kind of makes sure that you can help keep yourself on track. It's hard to let yourself continually just see a scale go up day after day when you're doing it, right? When you're logging your body weight. So it's a good way to make sure that if you are making progress, you continue doing that. You can kind of gauge yourself on that. One big thing, if you've never done this before, don't be so attached to what your body weight is doing on a day-to-day basis, more so on a weekly basis, like a weekly average, right? Your body fluctuates up and down a few pounds here and there, depending on water. It can be sometimes even way more substantial than that. But biggest overall thing, what's the trend doing? Average doing week to week. Do something kind for someone else. It's another great thing when it comes to what we do in our daily lives. A lot of stuff, especially in like modern day. A lot of people, you're just so tuned into what you're doing and what you got to do, right? And a lot of people are like, "What's in this for me? What's in this for me?" Right? There's a lot of that, especially with social media. All this, there's a lot of narcissism in our society nowadays. And by doing something as simple as just thinking to yourself, "Hey, what's something I can do today that's kind for someone else?" It eliminates that, changes up your mindset. There's a lot of things that are just going to come to you by doing this that you're like, man, I could do something here. I could do something here. I could do something for this person. I could do some kind for this person. And doing something, a kind act, at least once per day, it's an awesome thing. What is probably going to end up happening, there's going to be multiple things that you end up noticing. You're probably going to end up doing multiple kind things for somebody. So, and then the final things, no drugs and alcohol, right? Pretty self-explanatory. If you're trying to improve physically, mentally, while you're doing this at the same time, it's going to be very, very hard to do. All right. No porn masturbation. This is something where me, Austin, Mike, we talked about this. We think this is a way bigger issue out there that most people don't talk about, most people don't discuss. There's a lot of things that go on when it comes to this. It's just not good for you for multiple different reasons. Messes with your dopamine, messes with all sorts of things. And I don't think people really realize how much it's affecting them until you get away from doing that. This doesn't have anything to do with your partner, a relationship with someone else, anything like that. Okay. This is specifically when it comes to this. No screen time 1 hour before bed. Still, unplugging from your screen. We're so on our phones all the time. So many people, we're all attached to our phones. You go and hang out with your friends and family. Everybody's on their phone, right? This is, hey, 1 hour before you go to bed, detach from your phone. Don't be scrolling on social media. Don't be staring at this screen. That's going to be messing up how well you get sleep at night. Detach from that. Maybe spend some time with your family or, read a book or do something else with your time, right? There's a lot of different things that you can do, and it's good to just detach from that, get away from that, especially when it comes to you're going to be sleeping soon. So this is what the program is. We started today. Today was day 1 for me. I've already knocked out a lot of stuff on this list. Obviously, got to follow up on some different things. My workout for today, I'm doing jiu-jitsu later. And so, yeah, man, if you guys are interested, you want to do the program, it's right there. Anybody can do it. You can do it along with us. Hey, you can come in and talk to me about it in the chat. We got a lot of people in the pack that are doing it. We got Mike, he's doing it. Austin's doing it. We got some guys in the private group that are doing it. If you are interested in joining that private group, it's still going on right now. You can join it. You can do it through the website. You can get to that through the chat right here, or it's in the top of the description. You can also get to it through my social media links. And what is this group? This group is a private group that, hey, if you're wanting to do this and go through this together with other people, that's what we're doing, you know, and also we'll be talking about other things, even outside of just this group and whatnot. The whole idea is, hey, let's create a group of guys that are looking to improve themselves and get better. And if you're someone that sounds like something cool to be a part of to you, that you'd like to be a part of, well, there's a group we started that you can do that. Mike's awesome. He'll be in there. Me and Austin in there. We'll be in there on a daily basis throughout this period. And we've already got a lot of other guys in there. There's like a group of, you know, I think we got about like 15, 16 guys in there right now. And so if this is something you'd like to be a part of, you do have to buy into this group. It's $100, which, you know, for a 67-day period, me, Austin, Mike, we're going to be putting a lot of time into this group and making sure that we are trying to help everybody in here the best that we can with what we can do. And it's also something where, like, we wanted to put it so it's like a buy-in for somebody. It's commitment. We don't want people just jumping in and out of the group, that sort of thing. So if that is something that's interests you, that is still a thing. You can join it for the next 14 days. After that, we're going to close it because, you know, as we're going through the program, 67 days, you know, it's not, the group's just not going to extend forever. We'll probably end up doing something with it for the people that are in there at the end. Because it's not going to be something where we just, you know, want to sail off into the sunset. Say, see you guys, you know, after we've done this all together. But it is also something where if we just let people join forever, you know, it gets to, we're all on day 60 and, you know, then you got new people coming in, right? We want this to be something where we can go through with them. One final thing I will say along those lines, if someone joins the group, hey, you make it to day 30, you mess up, you have to start over on day 1. Me, Austin, and Mike are going to continue to talk with those people, work with those people in the group. And if they continue to put in the effort to make it all the way back to, you know, day 67, we'll make sure to support them while they're doing that. So if that is something that interests you, there is that too, right? But hey, if you're not interested in that, it's completely fine. You can still do this program. We'd love to know about it. You can tag us on social media. You can tag me, tag Austin, tag Mike, or tag at 67transcend on Instagram. So if you guys... Any questions about that, Peck? Any final things for me today? Here illegally, what's up, man? Yeah, we already started. We started today, but, you know, people, it's not like something where you have to be on it today. You know, there's no problem with us being at day 14 and someone coming in and being at day 1. We're still doing the exact same program and the exact same task together. It just was that at some point, you know, we're going to be done past the group. And so if we just like keep letting people go on forever and when we're in this group, you know, it's something where we're doing this for more of a specified time while we're doing this. But this is something for people, hey, if you look at this, I truly believe that, hey, man, you know, sometimes you got to build up some momentum in your life. Sometimes you're getting off track on some different things when it comes to your health, your mental health, your spiritual health, whatever it is. Well, hey, man, this is something where you can go to this at any time and be like, hey, you know what? For 67 days, I'm going to commit to doing this. And I guarantee you, by the end of those 67 days, if you did feel like that going into it and you follow through and you do the 1 day to 67, you're going to be in a better spot at the end of the 67 days than when you started. So that's why it's why it's not just a challenge, right? This is something that's a program. You can do this at any point that you may need it. So yeah, outside of that, pack out for now. I'll be back tomorrow. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Should be able to get on earlier tomorrow and we'll be able to watch all the group stage tomorrow. So, hey, looking forward to that, man. You guys have a good rest of your day and catch you tomorrow, pack.